Hello. Welcome. Yeah.
Wow, what a beautiful welcome. I'm sure everyone loves hearing your cough. Okay, stop. That was not a continuation to do more. Stop.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone listens to you.
You know what? They don't anymore.
Good. Deserved for always coughing on the mic.
Yeah. Cough, cough. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Naomi just made me coffee. Feels good, man.
Yes.
Cool.
Good.
Botrix just showed up, which means that hopefully the chat will start working.
There we go. Nope, that's for
Oh,
the
my
Twitch.
favorite vaguely Ontarian couple is here. Wait, are we vaguely Ontarian?
Yeah, I sound American.
I have some American bits to my accent too, but when I
No,
say
you're
certain
just
words,
Americophile.
when I say
You're
certain
you're like a
words,
weeaboo, but for America.
when I say certain words though,
Mhm,
they're like, oh, I can tell.
mhm,
Like car
mhm.
with like the hard A,
Car,
car.
car.
Yeah. Get in the car.
Sneed.
Mr. Bruh says, will Dev denounce the killing of Peanut? Will Dev acknowledge it? It was blatant government overreach. I wouldn't go that far.
What was Peanut? Oh, the squirrel. I
The
forgot to
squirrel.
watch that video.
Yeah,
I
Peanut the
will
squirrel.
watch it though because I'm actually intrigued. But
Yeah, so basically, the guy
no,
ran.
don't tell me. It's spoilers.
Not well. He wants to know why I'm not saying exactly what he wants me to say, Mr. Bro. Also, hi, Mr. Bro. Rest of Resident Evil when? I don't know. Either tomorrow or the next day. One of the two. Because we're playing Zelda and Resident Evil with both Naomi and I. So we'll see. Okay, real quick. So, Mr. Bro, um, obviously it's no good when someone comes and fucking kills your animal. Obviously, right? But I feel like the people who were like extremely anti-government failed to notice all the mitigating circumstances there. Because one, he ran a unlicensed animal shelter for 7 years. Like, and he kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of doing it. Oh yeah, I released that animal that you saw on social media. Oh yeah, yeah." He kept just lying. All right, he kept fucking lying. And then two, when they finally came to seize some of the animals, he was bitten by the squirrel.
Ah.
And no. One of the people who were seizing the animals was bitten by the squirrel.
Mhm.
And squirrels are not a common disease vector for rabies, but they can be if they hang around a bunch of raccoons, which are common disease vectors for rabies. And the squirrel was hanging around with a bunch of raccoons. And because it was
Mhm.
unlicensed, no one knew what the fuck was going on.
Mhm.
There's no guarantee that the animals were actually safe.
Mhm.
And the only way to see if the squirrel had rabies
Oh yeah,
was to kill it and
do
to
an
do a
autopsy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like it's one of those things where it shouldn't have happened. No one, I don't want the government to be seizing people's animals, but I think it's very reasonable to ask the question, why the fuck did you not register this after 7 years? Like, part of this is on you, dude.
Probably because he couldn't, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna keep doing it anyway." I assumed.
Right? Fuck that squirrel. Fuck around. Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
It's one of those things like it's a bad situation. It's a bad situation, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like it's only the government's fault and the guy was completely innocent. It's like no. He had his own missteps. Yeah.
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 Yo, Dev.
Yeah.
Saw the TikTok video. What does wearing a lock on a chain mean? It means you're a cuck and a sub. And somebody who likes getting fucked. The end.
Okay.
It means all of those things at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, the funniest part was that the guy who did it also had his OnlyFans, and he'd just be like jacking off in front of the camera, and like the squirrel would just come into frame and just like hang out with him.
That's so weird. I don't understand people who can like do sex stuff around animals.
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
It
dude.
feels strange.
You heard, Dev. If you ever make even the slightest mistake, you deserve to die, and it's all your fault. That's not what I fucking said.
Yep.
Fuck you.
No, that's exactly what he said. Take note, viewers.
Zamizzy, I know we've had our arguments, but the truth is, I'm not a hater. I watch a lot of your content. I just disagree with you sometimes.
Oh.
Same here, Schnitzel. That's why I presented both sides of the argument in that I said, listen, like, the guy made serious missteps, but also clearly, like, why is the government wasting resources to go after this guy when, like, it's in New York State and New York's completely fucked, right?
Wow. You go, Zontar. I'd say
Taking all
I'm
February off
jealous,
from
but I'm
work
not.
with my accumulated paid time off has been approved. Took 80 hours overtime to do it. Worth it. Congratulations, Antar. Thank you for
Everyone
the
should have like
$5.
a month off every few years.
Yeah, just to decompress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts on Ace? He's just a butthurt like former fanboy. It's as simple as that, man. He,
He's
he
a boy.
he's turned
Good
his
dude.
he's turned his channel into like the anti-dev channel basically.
So
He's
1 out of 1,000,000
no, but
or
he's
100.
really
Let's say
devoted.
you're not
He's
that
like he's
popular.
making constant videos. His entire Twitter feed devoted to me now. Like basically like
Isn't it nice to feel so loved?
I guess.
Feel so loved that you're
Well,
hated.
hi Ace. I'm sure he's watching right now. Someone in the chat says hi Ace. Well, no, like here, let me put it this way. Obviously, I'm not perfect. Obviously, I have some flaws. Like you can critique me all you want. It's his right.
And I do.
It's his right. But like if you go back deep into his channel, he was like an SFO fanboy. He was making videos about me, sticking up for me, commenting on things I was doing, and we became mutuals. However, as you know, as Biden's presidency went on, lots of right wing people radicalized, including him. He just got like ruder, and he got more like his arguments just got more bad faith, and I was trying to like I was still trying to talk to
Or are
this
you
guy.
calling Ace bad faith?
Yes,
That's
I
a
am.
bad take, Dev. Can't call other people bad faith.
Fucking watch me. Fucking watch me, dude. So like I was trying to like just I was talking with him and stuff, and like because we were mutuals and we would chat every once in a while, and like it just got like worse and worse to talk to him, and eventually I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? So I just cut him off, and I was like, I've had enough of this nonsense. There was something he said at one point during one of our debates where like it was clear that he was basically like moving into the dev is evil camp, and I was like, I'm out. Like fuck you, I'm gone. That was like over a year ago, and he's still. I'm pretty sure it was over a year ago.
Well, how would you know? You don't even know what day of the week
And
it
he
is
was
most of the
still,
time.
and he's still fucking mad about it. Any Destiny drama in this sip? What's your take?
Destiny likes taking it up the pooper. And that's my take. Or at least he wants to like taking it up the pooper. If Destiny ever hears of this stream, I would give him the sound advice of porn stars everywhere to just to use a butt plug that vibrates if you're first getting used to it, because it makes it a lot easier.
Wow.
At least so I've heard.
You know what I'll do? I'll remove this goal. I'll add a different goal. Here's what I'll do, all right? If we get 30 super chats over the course of the stream, I will look into
like how you just said it for 3 hours. Okay.
Yep.
So it's gonna be 2 hours of arguing, and 10 minutes of articles. What's the other 50 minutes?
No, yeah,
for?
I'll set it for 1 hour then. Okay. Yeah. This is a high but achievable goal because I have had this many super chats in the past. So that's the goal. If there's $35 super chats or more in the next hour, I will devote a segment to the Destiny leaks. Otherwise, we're skipping that shit. Sparkles was in the Archcast last night. Indirect Soder. I don't know like what's going on here, but she was there. She came back for a little bit.
Hey, Sean.
Wonder where she went. I DM'd her on either Twitter or Discord, but didn't get any reply.
I like how you're setting a goal for this. I'm 90% sure your opinion's just the same as mine.
I do think you accelerated his slip to Dev is evil. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, but whatever. Here's the thing, right? Like, Ace is taking off the cuff Twitter conversations that I had like over a year ago, sometimes 2 years ago. And remember you said you'd be quiet with that? Slaps, 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 slaps. Yeah, so Ace is Ace Ninjask. That's a lot of it. Yeah, for sure. Wait, and Soder, well, how come you're not here for? Oh,
I assume he has work.
I think he's only here for the gaming slot.
Bye.
But yeah, like Ace, he's taking conversations from a year ago, sometimes 2 years ago. He's comparing them to like takes that are now a bit more refined, a bit more educated, that I put out in videos. And he's like, look at Dev's hypocrisy. It's like, well, no, I just got more knowledgeable about things, and I'm not speaking off the cuff on Twitter. And it's like, well, whatever.
That's just why you shouldn't shitpost on Twitter so much.
Whatever.
Whatever.
See you later, Zontar.
As his life burns down around them.
It's
This
okay.
is fine.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Just don't play the Silent Hill 2 remake, or I'm joining the Dev haters crowd. You have been warned. Bye, Zontar.
And yeah, like, no, I was talking about this last night with Arch, actually, because the dev haters have decreased, for sure. There are less dev haters than there were. The dev derangement syndrome has begun to wane, and I think it's because the election's over.
I should go on
People
Twitter
are calming down.
anonymously and make sure that the dev haters rise up again.
Well, also,
Dig up some ancient tweet that's super out of context.
well, also though, Arch said that like he's noticed specifically that Uzulu's been trying to stir it up again in behind the scenes.
Sounds like an Uzulu thing.
He's been trying to like get more.
From the few things I've heard about him.
he's been trying to get more dev haters going, and it's like, okay. It's like, oh, okay. Well, no, like Titanium, I definitely burned off like a good chunk of people who are just gone now. And like some of them are just like. Here's two great examples. All right, people who are longtime viewers of not even just my political content, but the gaming content. So like we're talking real fans, right? Cecil's Wayback Gaming Machine and Parrot Man. They both left over like the past few months. The stuff that's come up that I've been saying the past few months, and they're like, I can't believe you've become so fucking stupid and idiotic, and you're lying to us, and you can't. And it's like, listen, guys, you didn't even like you two are guys that I know and that I've spoken to for years. You could just come and ask me, like, because you know what, I it's one of those things where it's like,
well, no, you don't answer your DMs.
I do.
No.
It just takes longer than you want, but I do. And
you guys can't see me, but I'm Xing to doubt.
Yeah, you're dumb. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
But like, basically, like, I'm like, listen, you've known me for years, guys. You have a direct line to me. Why wouldn't you come say, hey, what's up? What are you thinking? Because I'd tell you. And then like, Parrot Man, he's out. He's like off the Discord saying shit like, Dev has become best friends with Destiny, and that's why he's betrayed all of his former principles. And like, I've spoken to Destiny twice in the past 3 years. I do not know the man.
The reason that Destiny started wearing butt plugs? Did you tell him how good pegging was, and now Destiny wants to try
it? Don't you dare spread even more
Spread it
lore.
online, guys. Where's Blonde? Dev's the reason Destiny started wearing a butt plug.
I do, in fact, check my DMs, just not as often as... Oh yeah, Viking Q, I think that's happening for sure. 100%. Yep. Definitely. No, there's just a lot of people who like just invent lore about me now, and it's like it's so easily proven just to be factually inaccurate. And I'm like what the fuck? Like there are people who are saying that like I gave Destiny's take when I didn't. Well, about the firefighter. There are people who are saying that like just inventing stuff whole fucking cloth, and I'm like what the fuck? There's and the issue the issue is that like these are guys that I remember to be like a year or two ago to be like decent people, and it's like they got their fucking brain broke. And this is why, by the way, I've been saying that that the dead firefighter is to the right wing the same as George Floyd was to the left, even though the firefighter and George Floyd are very different people. The way that like people are reacting to that event is the exact same, because they're losing their fucking minds. They're going completely wild. They're canceling people. They're getting people fired from their jobs. They're going after them IRL. And if you have any sort of question or you push back against the orthodox opinion on the event in any way, they fucking just excommunicate you. And it's like, well, there's only so much you can do.
Well, I don't know. Like sometimes if like you see a person have like a bad opinion that you think is a bad opinion, and then you see them have another one, and then another one, and then another one. Even if you like have a direct line to that person, can ask them, why are you making these opinions? Like if you're seeing them make them publicly, you have like the the hidden idea behind that is that they have no shame in making those opinions known to the world. So
I don't, because my opinions are actually right.
Let me finish my sentence.
Go ahead.
Fuck.
You did like 5 spaces in there, so I thought you were done. Go ahead, Naomi. Go ahead.
Anyway, so if you have a direct line to that person, but they're still making these opinions that they think like are right, well then you're gonna be like, well, are they just gonna lie to me about these opinions? Like if I don't agree with so many of their opinions, then maybe I don't actually like them as much as I thought I did, you know?
Sure.
This is why you shouldn't make hot take opinions on Twitter.
Yeah, but they are correct opinions.
Yeah, but not all of them are.
Most of them
And
are.
sometimes
Most of them
you have bad PR with
most of them are.
because you don't know how to be a PR person in the slightest.
One was arguing against the system. The other was a guy who got shot. Hold on. Isn't the whole appeal of like Trump's movement is that it's working against the system? Like that is how like MAGA people define themselves, as being like outsiders coming in as a wrecking ball to the bureaucracy, the federal government. Everything Davis says is correct. Now get in the Crystal Naomi Giga chat.
If it means I can get a good night's sleep, I'll do it.
No, anyway though, it's one of those things where like I tried to talk to Parrot Man, but like he basically just like dropped a giant paragraph about how I was evil and then blocked me. And I'm like, this is dumb.
Well, of course you're evil. You're out there fucking being
did
an
say-
online terrorist.
He did say that you and Dave aren't evil though.
Well,
That was nice.
That's good to know that I am innocent in the plight that is Dev.
We'll probably do a Sonic Movie 3 as on the side channel as one of those midnight movies videos.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, like it's like I think of all these people that like the lefties that left in 2018 and now the right wingers that have been leaving in the past couple of years and especially the past 3 months. I'd be fine if they all came back, but it'd be one of those things where it's like I'm still not going to change my views on these things, and you'd have to deal with that because basically the community that I want is open to anyone, right? You can be a far left winger or a far right winger and come and hang out as long as you just follow my rules.
Mhm.
I don't care about what you believe. The issue is that you have to be okay with me disagreeing with you.
Oh shit, we lost the game.
Oh no.
It's been so many years since I've lost it. Fuck you, Griffey.
So yeah. Oh yeah, Cecil became a detractor after the Kirsch thing. And Cecil was one of those guys who just would not talk about it. I'm like, hey, listen, do you want to hear my side of this? And you want to see how Kirsch is basically just fucking lying about me? And we can go through the document and I can show you how she's fucking lying about me. And he was just like, no. And he was just gone. And it's like, okay, so you're just fundamentally irrational. Like, it's the worst part is that these people were not like this a couple of years ago. We are seeing like the woke right. For sure. Like, it's happening. They're acting the same way as the woke left. Have you checked out the V's comment section on any vid in the past year? All anti-Semitism. Yeah.
Is it really? Holy shit. What the fuck, V? Don't let your comments be all anti-Semitic. That's just a bad look for you.
Oh. You know what? The views in the weekly zip are very low today. And like this is not just there's like, oh, my channel's dying. No. Like I had almost 400 last week. I wonder what happened.
I'm here.
Oh no, Naomi. What's happened? What's happened, Naomi? Oh well. I mean, that's what I keep saying. I keep looking at metrics to make sure that we're not fucked, and we're not fucked. Like money's the same, views the same. The live streams are lower, but like everything else seems to be okay. Here, let's actually see then. Why are you wiggling your toe?
No. I think my nail is trying to become an ingrown nail.
You're gonna pull it out?
Maybe. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go see what people are saying.
I weirdly hate that art on V's channel. Like it looks oh god, what's that word?
Yeah.
But no, what You just said yeah to my question, Dev. Good job answering.
No, you said I hate V's art, and I said yeah.
Yes, no, but it looks like what's that word? Uncanny valley a little bit. Just enough for me to be like, Also, yeah, Dev, when are you joining the Ukrainian army? You gonna go fight for Ukraine against Russia? When's it gonna happen? You have to become an American soldier as well, by the way. You can't fight Canada.
$20 from Festiva, thank you.
Oh.
I argue the woke left have made the woke right. The right have watched the left run roughshod like this, and now they're taking the opportunity. This is now the left learning why they shouldn't act this way. Giga Chad. Yeah, but I still have to oppose it on principle. Simple as that.
What is V's art? It's like
I'll pull it up.
yeah, it's a drawing of like him holding his cat, and like the art is fine. It's just the fact that it looks uncanny valley.
Good job.
Uncanny valley.
Uncally Vanny.
You can't fucking talk over my mispronunciation of words when you leave all the mispronounced shit in your fucking edited videos. Shut up.
Yeah, Kevin Nightwing. Yeah, so hold on. Which of the hall monitors need mods on YouTube and Twitch? I'll do it right now. I think Kevin Nightwing needs one. Because you're one of the mods, aren't you, Kevin Nightwing?
I like how you don't even know who your own mods are. Good job, Doug.
Listen, their names are different in fucking Discord than they are here.
A+. Good profesh.
Fuck you. I no longer simp for Dev, I simp for Trish.
Listen,
I'm Steelwing.
Uncally Valley could just be a very specific uncanny valley for California.
20 bits, Starcade. Go to Starboard on DevCord. I made a blackface version of V's PFP that you're showing. Maybe another time. But anyway, yeah, so like, here. I'm not going to actually play the audio of this, because I'm not going to actually watch the video, but I do want to confirm what chat is saying. Like, hold on. Like, why is this person mentioning me in this comment?
DDS.
Like, this is not a video about me. Am I mentioned in this video?
Don't worry about it. Just keep scrolling. We're looking for anti-Semitism. It's not all about you.
Well, no, but like this.
It's not about you.
Shut for a minute, because this is what I mean by dev derangement syndrome. Okay, because it's completely fine to critique me. It's completely fine to hate me and to not watch my channel, to think I'm stupid, to think I'm retarded, even to think that I'm an evil liar piece of shit. Even though I'll ban you if you say that for my community. But like, what kind of mind does this person have that he brings me up in a completely unrelated, like?
Well, I mean, if something
What the fuck?
reminds them of you, then they might mention you, considering that V doesn't like you anymore or ever. Where's the anti-Semitism, guys? I don't see it.
I'm not seeing it here.
Slaves don't get to arrest their masters.
That's getting close. That's getting close. Let's see. I see some, but like not. It's not like entirely, but there's a little bit. There's a little bit.
Yep, Dev crying right now, looking at V's comments, seeing comments about him.
Ah, fuck you. Regarding Trump's cabinet picks for $5, thank you. The internet is telling me he is a deep state globalist puppet. Are we approaching terminal brain rot? Yes. People, you know what's funny is that like Trump actually did like a bunch of DEI hires for his cabinet picks. There's like a bunch of black women in there. There's like a bunch of like just like. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, these aren't the most qualified people. But, and everyone's like, oh my God, finally we'll have a cabinet that represents the people. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Also, was that good, by the way? The emotional music Moonchild? I see that you've watched it.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because the art's pretty, but it's probably AI. So you're an AI art supporter, you traitor.
Based.
Traitor to the creatives.
Based.
No, V still considers Dev a friend. You are wrong, Naomi.
Yeah, well,
I don't believe you.
I mean, I've said publicly many times that I'm done with V. So maybe I'll get back to him fucking someday. Also, I'm pretty sure I've told him as well. Like, this is not a secret. Yeah, Graxmar. Basically, like, here, I'll take this away actually, because we're not just gonna browse this channel. Basically, like, in the wake of D&D falling apart, because basically after Sargon
Yeah, it was
treated
all your fault.
slaps, woman. Listen, this is not the time for your fucking nonsense jokes that ruin things. Okay, here, mod chat. What's going on in mod chat? Someone wanted me to see. Oh, a cat.
Cute. It's fat though.
Oh.
Fat and cute.
Oh. So anyway, basically, listen. In the wake of D&D falling apart, because V like threw a tantrum, stomped off the game, and then we thought that we would continue from that point without V. And the mature, responsible thing to do would be to either continue without V, or it would be to, if Sargon really wanted to keep playing with V, it would be to end the campaign and then just start a new one like a month down the road and just not invite Rags back. Because V and Rags were oil and water in that campaign and have been for years. And Archer and I even said, like, hey, listen, don't put the two of them in the same campaign. Don't do it. We said at the start. So, like, just to ensure that, like, no one gets shit on, if Sargon really preferred to play with V instead of Rags, then that's what he should have done. But what happened is that after V stomped off very publicly on the stream, making a fool out of himself and all of us, he turned around and just privately kicked Rags out of the game and re-invited V back to the game.
Didn't V also come back on the stream and just start screaming at Rags again? Like, very unprofessionally.
Yep.
Not even, I say the words unprofessionally because I don't totally know how to describe that, because it's like, it's not professional because you guys are just hanging out and having a good time, but like, it was oh god, I've forgotten all of my words this morning. It was a something.
And then so basically, like, Rags felt completely slighted, as he should, because here's the thing, like,
it's close to immaturely, but worse.
Because V walked and made it very public. And by the end he was like screaming, "I hate you, Rags," like shit like this. And like so V walked, and then we made it public that we're just gonna continue on without him then because he left. And then the next week, Sargon had kicked out Rags, re-invited V back in, and then he wanted to go on stream and pretend like Rags had decided to leave.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm not, like, no, you can't. This, like, at least own the fact that you are kicking the man out.
Yep.
And everyone else was like, no, just sweep it under the rug, just let it lie. And I was like, this is the wrong thing to do, man. Like, one, you should kick out, you should not kick out Rags because Rags didn't walk, V did. Two, you should not try to, like, hide it because now you're lying. You are lying to people. You are lying to the audience. You cannot do this. So I walked from the campaign. I left D&D. In the aftermath of that, there was like a bunch of other creators who are in like our private Discord where like our group kind of hangs out. They came to me and they're like, listen, this is more than just about how Sargon treated Rags like shit. Because these guys have been treating you like shit for a while. Specifically Sargon and V. More so V than Sargon. But, like, I don't know why you put up with this shit. And then we sat down and they showed me examples of, like, over the past 6 months, maybe to a year, of just how, we debated, and I lost more of those debates than I won, which is fine. But, like, the fact that they would push opinions on me that I didn't actually hold and try to make me defend them, or they would constantly interrupt me, or they wouldn't give me enough time to speak, or they would, like, they put words in my mouth. And it's like, listen, these are not, like, this is not the actions of friends. And V does it more than Sargon, but Sargon does it too. And this is not the actions of friends. And I don't know why, like, clearly, like, even if you were friends with them years ago, clearly they're just bringing you out now to shit on you in front of a right-wing audience that doesn't like you. Because you are not right-wing the same way that they are. And, you know, I had a very long talk with them in the middle of the night at one point, and we watched a bunch of clips. And I was like, I basically like had to come to the same conclusion where it was just like, yeah, these people just don't seem to like me anymore. At least not the way that they used to. So I kind of walked from that group, and I was like, I'm out. However, I told them, I was like, you know, they said like, Arch does it too, and I'm like, no, he doesn't. I told them specifically like, no. Of that friend group, Arch is the one guy who has like consistently stuck to his guns. He has been fair. When we disagree, I always get a chance to speak. He always actually engages with my points, and it's never like some straw man bullshit. Arch is actually a legitimately good friend. Which is, by the way, while I'm still on the Archcast, that's the main reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, because if Arch wasn't a good friend, he would have just like abandoned you when you decided to leave that core friend group too.
Yep.
So. Anyway, someone was asking if you also had beef with Sargon. Now too.
Yeah, it's Lowman. Okay, I know by Lowman's messages that he's someone who probably doesn't watch me that much. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But he's here more to shit stir than anything else. But he hasn't broken any rules, so that's fine. You can keep shit stirring. But yeah, that was the reason why I walked from D&D.
Mm-hmm. You didn't answer my question.
If I have beef with Sargon?
Yeah.
Less so than V, for sure.
But you do.
I have to think about it. Like, I don't like how I was treated in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd be fine with him if he had like a genuine apology.
Yeah, I think when we talked about it, your opinion was like, I'm not really mad at Sargon, but I want him to come to me with like.
No, I didn't say that.
No, with like a conversation or like an apology, you know, because you had messaged him saying you wanted to.
No, what? Okay, here, no. You have this wrong.
Okay, fine. I just won't talk then. It's fine.
Well, how about this? How about you just speak when you're correct, fuck woman?
No, I will spread the lies, the propaganda as much as I can.
So yeah, like, I'm sorry, I won't come to you. You're not as useful anymore. No. But I don't think that's true either, Opera. Basically, after everything fell apart, Sargon messaged me. He was like, we should talk this out. And I was like, yeah, I agree. But then, like, we kept missing each other because we were both busy. And then all that shit happened in the summer with all the online drama, all the offline drama. And, like, I don't know if you guys remember, but, like, we were kind of fucked for some IRL shit in the middle of August. And, like, I was gone for like almost a month. I was just out of here. And then, like, after that, it was big research time, and I kind of just forgot about talking to him. And he wasn't messaging me anymore. I think we both just kind of like equally forgot because it's election season. Big things are going on. And then, like, I was making those huge videos, and I got fucking sick. Like, it was one of those things where, like, talking it out with Sargon kind of just fell by the wayside. I still would, though, I think. With V, though, I'm just done, because the thing is, you go to V's channel for like a year before the D&D fall apart happened. He was making videos about me that were hostile, and even Arch has said, like, this is not something that a friend would do. But V doesn't care. He makes videos because he views everyone as content. But then Arch said, yeah, I won't do that, because Arch, for example, Arch is friends with Ricada, right? And Arch will not make videos on the Ricada drama. And he says it's because, like, I'm friends with them. So I was like, you know what, fair enough. And he basically said, this is not what a friend would do. And I agreed. And then the other guys from that Discord said, this is not what a friend would do. And I agreed. And honestly, like, a bunch of people from that Discord just kind of quietly ghosted it. Yeah, I think the only people who still talk in there are, like, Sargon V, Discordia, occasionally Arch. Like, everyone else is just gone. The whole friend group kind of fell apart.
Also, V was just a nightmare in general. Like, before he made the videos or anything, like, every time you told me about things V was doing, I'm just like, why are you still friends with him?
Listen,
for so long.
I genuinely liked these guys. Mm-hmm. Pretty much even while they were treating me poorly, pretty much up until the point that the other people in that Discord sat me down in a private call and was like, look at what they've been saying to you and about you for the past 6 months. Like, look what they say to you, to your face. Look at what they say to you when you're not there,
Mhm.
about you when you're not there.
Mhm.
And I kind of like had to, swallow a hard truth about that. And I feel bad about it. I still kind of feel bad about it.
Pat, pat.
Mr. Cornell, how was I treating them poorly? Tell me.
By having different opinions, obviously, you have to have the same exact opinion as all your friends, and if you can't follow the alpha friend's opinions, then you're just a bad friend, Dev. Like, how dare you make people, have debates with you, and then also lose those debates?
$2 from Arc Time Silva. You should be king, not V or Destiny, GigaChat.
Ah.
Thanks, pal. Hello, our chubby shorty otaku. We love your stuff. Hello from Montreal.
Hello. Bonjour.
I know that Rima is French Canadian as well. I wonder if she's in that area. Yeah. Well, no, like here's the thing. Like this is the first time I've been on the same stream as Rima. Was yesterday on the Archcast. But we've spoken now for like 6 months, just like chatting privately. It's been like cool.
By being an asshole about your opinion and saying it's okay because they did bad stuff too. You're such a leftoid, Dev.
What are you talking? Okay, give me an actual example. Okay. Yeah. See, my TDS made it impossible to talk about certain topics. Give me an example. Like, I'm not accepting any of these like vague hand wavy statements. Fuck you. Give me an example. There were reasons, but it would be good if Shu and you made peace and collabed. Unlikely, probably. No, that's not going to happen either. The Shu bridge was burned like 3 years ago. It was one of those things where like Shu was talking shit about me in private while still being like friendly to me. And when I found out, I just started talking shit about her publicly, and then like the bridge just fucking inflamed.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like I remember you showing me the DMs and the tweets, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. But then like, I don't hate her or anything. Like I've kind of gotten over the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's since gotten married. She's since had a kid, which by the way is something that, without revealing too much, I know that
don't reveal it.
I'm not going to. I know that she never thought that she would do, and she really wanted to do, and it was one of those things where it's like. The impression I got is that it was going to be an albatross hanging over her head if she didn't do it. It was going to be one of those big things she really wanted to do, and it was going to like break her if she didn't get it done.
Well, at least she
and then she did.
Good for
So
her.
so I remember messaging her husband, and I was like, congratulations to you too, and he thanked me, and like he knows what happened between us, but we're friendly, and I was like, congratulations, the adult thing. But yeah.
For example, you freak out over January 6th. You gaslight me to my face about the trial that I watched live.
Okay. Well, what do you mean by freak out over January 6th? Because I don't think in that like 4-hour video, I don't think there was any of you guys who watched that 4-hour video. Did I freak out in that video? Or did I just simply present evidence in like a coherent manner?
Well, no, listen. Obviously, you freaked out by making the video at all.
Oh.
Obviously. Come on, Dev. Jesus.
Yeah. Those of you guys who are like hardcore pro-Trump in the chat, just out of curiosity, is there anything that you think that Trump actually did wrong? Like any mistake he made?
Oh, no, there's an actual example. You said Trump was an intersectionalist.
You mean an insurrectionist?
I
assume he means insurrectionist.
I can't read. My bad.
I don't think I used the word that Trump was an insurrectionist. I didn't use that phrase in that video at all.
You sure?
Yeah.
Go read the script. It's not on this computer, but now you have to go read it.
I said that he tried to steal the 2020 election, and I laid out all my evidence for it in a very coherent way. You said Trump was a liar when Trump is always right and perfect. $5 from Megaleg, thank you. Dev, you should just do D&D with your Discord mods. The thing is, there will be a new campaign with Arch soon. And I have been invited to it. So.
Oh. Wait, with Sargon too?
I don't know. Oh. I know Lumi's invited, though.
Oh, is Arch DMing?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Are you going to play somebody not named Dev this time? You fucking anti-role-playing role player?
So here we go. See, here's something that's actually like, it's actually coherent, because Lohman says the Eastman letter was legal, but it wasn't. That's the point. In fact, in the Eastman letter, John Eastman even writes in the letter, we have to violate the Electoral Count Act. He says it in the letter, dude.
Orc bathing saga. I hope so.
Orc bathing saga. But anyway, yeah. So basically, when I was going over it with those other guys, and like we talked about how I was treated by Arch, V, and Sargon, and after that whole thing, I disagree with them on some of it because they thought Arch was treating me worse than I did, and I said no, no, no. Arch has been a good friend, and in fact, in the months after D&D fell apart, Arch has proven himself to be a good friend. And the things that we've talked about, the ways that he's supported me, the ways that he's like looked out for me in certain ways. He's critiqued me like privately and been like, hold on, like you made this mistake, but it's always been in good faith. Like Arch has proven himself to be a good friend, and he is someone that I will stick by. But I basically came to the opinion that like I just have to be done with V because he doesn't bring anything positive to my fucking online existence anymore. And also, he acts in a way that a friend wouldn't act. And as for Sargon, basically I just need to talk it out with him. And we just, neither of us have had time. And I think probably, at this point, now that all the big work is done and the election's over, it's probably time to do that. And I even remember messaging like Rags and the others and being like, yeah, it's time.
Stay on topic.
I am. This is part of the topic.
Yeah, no, you switched topics halfway. Like, I don't even know what happened. I don't know if I zoned out, but like you were talking about Trump, answering questions from the chat about Trump, and then you started talking about D&D again. I don't remember where the transition was.
If you had any business since you and V would podcast together, well, here's the thing, right? Like, whenever V's on the Archcast and I jump in because I'm also on the Archcast, V usually leaves very quickly. He's like, I can't fucking handle like dealing with that, and he just leaves. Yeah.
It's better than screaming at you and then leaving, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway.
Hold on, yeah. Sargon's been pumping out videos nonstop. I've noticed that. Like, Sargon got remonetized on his main channel.
Oh, that's good.
And he's growing again. Like, he's probably gonna hit a million subs again. So he's been like putting out his own videos. I don't know. It seems like Sargon, now that Lotus Eaters is like running and financially solvent, it's almost like he's stepping away from it and he's doing his own thing again. And it's like, well, I guess that is the capitalist way. You've made your own company now, So just be friends with Taftage. 1 Taftage equals 5 Vs. Taftage and I have been wanting to do like a consistent show for like 6 months now. Yeah.
All of the things are gone now. You talked too much.
V's wife is cute. Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, because you talked too much off topic.
Oh.
You fucking took your fucking...
You never take into account the Democrats use COVID as a political weapon, so all bets are off and dirty play became more than okay. That was going to be in a future video night of day. Because here's the thing. I laid out all... That 4-hour video was specifically about the Eastman situation, right? I had 2 more videos planned, and then I got sick with COVID. You got sick with fucking... You were sick, too.
It wasn't fucking COVID.
Pretty sure it was. It feels exactly like...
No, it didn't.
Shut up.
It was a bad head cold. It
felt exactly like COVID when I had it, so, yeah.
Then you didn't fucking ever have COVID. Only I had COVID. COVID was in your chest.
Initially, it's been 3 years. The virus has mutated.
Yeah. You're still wrong, though.
Oh, fuck you. You're dumb.
Fuck you.
$5 from Caspian. I really like and respect that. From what I've seen, you can disagree with others, but still act in good faith. Thank you very much. In fact, most people who call me bad faith are people who don't like the fact that I disagree with them in good faith. And they can't argue any other way. Hold on. Wanton Tiger. COVID changes many rational people like me. I didn't believe that the governments could get away with what they did. So here's the thing, right? I'm going to give you the best possible interpretation of government action during COVID, okay? I'm steel manning it. All right?
Instead of straw manning it?
Yeah, it's the opposite. The steel man of government actions during COVID, people are saying that the West is turning into like this fascist society because of all the draconian lockdowns and restrictions and all these laws being put into place, and they're hunting down people who refuse to take the vaccine, or they're like forcing social distancing, blah, 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 blah. The reason that I don't see it as a fascist society being implemented here is because what the fascists do as a matter of course during normal times, Ontario had lockdowns, dude, during normal times is what liberals do only during the most dire of emergencies, all right? And the difference between the fascists and the liberals is that when the emergency is over, the liberals voluntarily release that power, that emergency power. And that is what happened, right? When COVID began to wind down and there was no longer a political appetite for lockdowns and restrictions, they went away. Which, by the way, that means that we actually live in a functioning democracy where the will of the people is more or less respected, especially on big things like this. When people were scared and they wanted action on COVID, the government took action. When people stopped caring and people viewed things as fine, the government let go of the reins.
Oh, I've been told I've been wrong. COVID for me has always manifested in my head with a burning feeling in my sinuses.
Yep, same here.
Nope, you're both wrong.
It only took 2 years, or more, some would argue. But yeah, but that's the thing, Wanton. Like, it took about 2 years to develop and then widely distribute the vaccine. Here's the thing. After the vaccine was out there and everyone was getting their shots, people stopped caring about COVID a whole bunch. They felt more protected, and they said, you know what, we don't really need all this shit anymore. And there were definitely some people in the government who wanted to like make it perpetual. We're going to have like lockdowns forever and all this nonsense. But they lost. They lost because there was no political will to do it. I already talked about Ace, Loman, rewind the stream. Yeah, exactly, Graxmar. People forget about how big of a part of the population was pretty much on board with everything and demanded action. Exactly. Listen, that first year, COVID, like, actions to stop the spread of COVID were ridiculously popular. Even if I disagree with them, I thought they were stupid. I thought the lockdowns are going way too far, but they were so popular, man.
Well, I mean, it was annoying just because of the fact that as soon as it left China, it was too late anyway.
Yep.
Like, as soon as I heard it hit Europe, but I was like, nope, everyone's fucked. The riot's just gonna go around. It's gonna be like everything else.
Mm-hmm. Statutory Ape, thanks for the membership. Dev, what are the cons to NATO? That protest in Montreal the other day was an anti-NATO as well as a pro-Palestine protest. And then also Mega Leg, Super Chats. What's going on in Montreal? Montreal right now has a bunch of protests with regards to the Palestine situation. A bunch of Muslim immigrants are fucking rioting over in Montreal and like burning the city down. Nice. And Trudeau's just kind of ignoring it because he doesn't want to be seen as like Islamophobic. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
You can just round them up and send them back. And they can go fight and riot over there if they feel so strong.
You know what's funny is that you think you're more left-wing than me. And you're like, round up all the illegals, deport all the Browns.
No, listen, I didn't say round up the illegals. I said round up them,
referring to the rioters. Dude, deport them.
Referring to the rioters to send them back.
They're all brown. Get them out of here.
God, shut up. Don't talk
Pull them
to
out
me,
by their beards.
Shud.
As for cons to NATO, I don't think there are any cons to NATO, man. NATO's fucking awesome. I'm pro NATO. I'm $2 from Goodman. Thanks, man. Foster home for dysfunctional friends. That's our house. I briefly returned to only say this. Devo had been to Wuhan before the virus happened. Yeah.
No.
Over 10 years before, you fuck. So this is 1,000 HUFs. Thank you. I don't know what HUFs are, but thanks for 1,000 of them. In the US, what COVID showed is that the legacy media is state media, and it's not as free as they say. As a Hungarian, this is a bad thing for democracy. I kind of agree. I would have a bit more of a tempered opinion than that, but there's definitely some truth in there for sure. When you see like every single mainstream media giving the same opinion, does that mean that that opinion is just factually correct? Or does that mean that it's being manufactured? It could be either, right? And with something like COVID, where in the early days we knew nothing about it, it's much more likely that it was being manufactured.
What? Say that again?
No.
But I zoned out and was not listening to you.
Too bad. I said it to him, not you.
Fuck.
Sketch. I remember when people thought COVID was going to be a seasonal thing. It pretty much is. It is a seasonal thing now.
Well, that's the thing, is that when a big virus starts a place and then spreads globally, it does just usually hang out and then mutate to become less severe, because that's the evolution of a virus being able to actually survive, since they technically are living, is that they mutate so that they can spread more, not so they can kill more. If they kill too many things, then the virus also dies out because it kills too many things.
Yep. Viking Kiwi for 27 months, thank you very much. Are the people who say that Arch is being a bad friend or something somewhat left-wing, like the one who joined at the end of your election stream? Yeah, that was Food Shops. And Food Shops has always thought that that Arch is a bad friend, but Food Shops is also like very progressive. She might be more progressive than Lilith is.
Oh, is she progressive? I thought she was one of your right-wing.
Oh no, she's
transsexual friends.
She is one of the more left-leaning people that I know.
Okay.
Also,
that explains a lot.
After that, Food Shops deleted her channel.
Good God.
But she's like off the internet now.
Oh.
I'm not gonna reveal anything about what she's doing because she wants to keep it private. But basically, she I'm gonna choose my words carefully.
Very carefully. Think about it.
She got an important job that her online presence would be bad for.
So that's all jobs.
So she has decided to basically leave the internet. I still talk
All
to her like
jobs.
on Discord, but like her channel's gone. Yeah. Also, by the way, Muckle, I didn't get the shot. I didn't get the vaccine, dude. Like, my point of view was that I'm just gonna stay inside until COVID passed, and then I did. I just stayed inside for 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
And you didn't get it either.
I didn't get it simply out of laziness because
Yeah.
I was so burnt out from having to work in a grocery store during all of this fucking nonsense that the fact that places wouldn't take fucking appointments, I was like, I don't fucking have time for this. I'm not waiting for 3 hours in a goddamn line. And I'm already gonna get it anyway because retail.
Yep.
So whatever.
Yeah.
I think I got it before the shots even became a thing. So.
Oh yeah, we both did. Yeah.
Also, but if the USSR is gone, what's the point of NATO? Well, I think Nathaniel said earlier that NATO's all good because it was made for
Hey,
the
big girl.
aggression against Russia, which obviously should still be a thing considering Russia's attacking Ukraine.
Yep.
So you know.
No. I think NATO was just transitioning to just kind of being the the alliance of liberal capitalist democracies, and it should remain that way. And Dev, what do you use for uncensored super chats? Can you give me a link? I mean, I do have
Things that you don't look at.
I do have Streamlabs, but I also use Botrix. And Botrix is like Streamlabs. Okay, I know all big streamers love Streamlabs. Streamlabs is fucking breaking down. Like one by one, their various features gets broken because of an update or whatever, and then they never fucking fix them. So right now, I'm using Botrix because Botrix is like the new up and comer, and it's actually quite good. So I think there is like a Botrix donation link. What is it?
You don't know because you barely use it.
No, it appears in chat periodically with the bot. But yeah, what is the Botrix donation link?
Can you give me a link to Botrix?
I'll take a look. I will take a look, dude. Yeah, Botrix is basically like I think Botrix will supplant Streamlabs relatively soon because more and more streamers use it. And it's just more functional than Streamlabs is. Hold on, can I at least do I have commands in here? Oh yeah. Do !dono or !tip. They should give you the commands. Yeah. No, wait, hold on. Megaleg, I use OBS. OBS is great as a chat room program. Okay, so the issue is that there's something now called StreamYards, right? And StreamYards gives you like a whole bunch of preset layouts for like cameras and like and articles and whatever. So like people who have no idea what they're fucking doing with making a stream, it's all preset into StreamYard. So you just like click, I want the camera to be here, and it like just puts it there, right? You don't got to make any of your own shit. The issue is that StreamYard is like $55 a month.
Oh, that's a lot.
And like, but here's the thing, like a lot. Have you guys noticed that, for example, Side Scrollers looks a lot like Melanie Mack's show, which looks a lot like Hypnotic's show, which looks a lot like Nerdrotic's show, which looks a lot like, they all use StreamYards.
I need to interrupt you. You're looking at the commands for Twitch. The person asking is in YouTube.
It'll be the same.
Well, it was not.
Yeah,
because it did not work.
No, he put a question mark at the end of it.
Don't put a question mark at the end of things. Be confident in your questions. Put a period. Except in this particular case.
If you say !tip, Botrix should give you a link to it. TDSers being anti-vax, and it was the Trump shot, later being super pro. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that was so dumb. Yeah, there it is. See?
There we go.
Yeah. When you use well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not shitting on people who use StreamYards, and for example, I know Craig to be a very competent person who knows how to do all this shit because he's done it for like over 10 years now. So like Craig could definitely do OBS and make his own thing. but there's a level of ease with StreamYards. It's just that personally, I like making my own stuff, and I can do it for free. I don't got to pay $55.
You're too autistic to use presets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if StreamYards was not $55 a month, I was actually considering trying it. Because
that's really expensive, though.
Because here's what I could do. Here's something that I could do actually. I could have like a basic StreamYards layout, but then have it stream into OBS, and then add my own custom things to it, and then have OBS stream it to the viewers.
That sounds really complicated.
It'd be really easy for me to do, actually.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like there's a lot of neat things in StreamYards that I wanted to like tinker with and see. Then also there's some things that you can't do with StreamYards. So I was going to have it stream into OBS and then add the extras and then have it stream out to the viewers. But I might still do that, just not for $55 a month. That's way too fucking expensive for that shit.
Well, so I have to like be out of here around 12ish, right?
You go to work at 2 o'clock, right?
Yeah. He says as he spends an hour just talking about random shit.
It's okay.
Yeah.
StreamYard is a professional live stream. I'm just, yeah. What does it cost? Let me just check it, okay? What does it fucking cost? Give me the price. I don't care about all your bullshit.
Literally just Google how much the StreamYards cost. This is so much easier than... Honestly, finding out the price of things is so much easier just Googling it rather than trying to navigate a website. It's ridiculous.
StreamYard pricing. Free. $25, $49, $99. So yeah, I think this is what it currently is. This is what it currently is. But when I was on Shagworth's show, he said that like they're getting rid of the free one, and it's going to be baseline $55 a month. And it's like, oh.
Question for Naomi is: Dev gay 50%?
Fuck you. $5 from...
Fuck you! You're literally bi. 50-50.
Listen, it's not gay though. Okay. Holtz-Air, $5. See, to me, after 6 months, the lockdown should have ended. By then, we had plenty of information telling us that it was mostly old, sick people dying. I mean, kinda. So here's something that I looked into, right? Something like 1 million people in the United States died of COVID. That's a lot of people. 1 million people. However, from our world and data, they estimated that around 14 million lives were saved from the COVID vaccine. So now you got to ask yourself, well, did the COVID vaccine cause enough bad side effects of COVID's attack? Did COVID cause enough bad side effects? Sorry, the COVID vaccine caused enough bad side effects to overcome saving 14 million lives? The answer to that's almost certainly no. Because there were bad side effects to people who got the vaccine. Like some people like had some really bad problems. But yeah. Except the data is bad, intentionally so. That is a claim you must prove.
How many people in America die of flu annually? It was high, right?
I think so.
Like just in North America in general. It's pretty high. But that's like from like elderly people and kids dying of it.
How many people die? No, so yeah, flu-related deaths in the United States range from a low of 12,000 to 51,000. Yeah, so it's not It's not even comparable to the 1 million that died of COVID.
Oh, yeah, because COVID fucking sucked. Like that first time I got it, as I knew
so bad.
I was gonna fucking get it. I was like, I understood. Like there was some nights where I was just like, I might have to go to the hospital.
Yep, it was so fucking bad,
like,
dude.
It was legitimately scary. Like I think there's only been a couple of times in my life where I've been like sick enough to be like, I'm gonna have to go fucking call an ambulance and go to the hospital. Holy shit! Like I feel so bad. If I don't feel even a bit better, I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah.
So, I understood.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people in the chat are downing on side scrollers a bit. I think they're still good. I don't mind tabloid channels. I don't mind that Side Scrollers has become like an ambulance chaser where they go after like the big stories of the day and just try to like get out there as quick as possible. There's a place for that, and it can be done well, and I do think they do it well. I do enjoy watching them sometimes. But yeah, like it's not where I want to take my channel, right? It's for me. I want to do the big deep dives. I want to get at the heart of things,
No, this was before Braden. This was before like the vaccine actually became a thing because it was my fault because I worked in retail during COVID and like I tried to wear a mask. Like I think this was while I was wearing a mask and stuff too, but other people weren't wearing masks. I ended up getting it and then I gave it to Dev and I don't remember if I gave it to Dave.
Dave had it before us, I think, because he remember. No, Dave was locked down at Dom's. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, the government wouldn't let him leave
Yeah, it was
Dom's
pretty
apartment.
funny.
There was like guys coming in with like hazmat suits
Yeah.
into Dom's place.
Yeah. But yeah, no. That was before the vaccines were like a thing. Like I think they were still in the process of making them when we got it. Me and Dev. The first time.
Yep. Yep. Um. Yeah, I didn't use ambulance chaser derogatorily there to describe side scrollers, Arpra. I just use it as like what they do, which is they chase after the hottest news story right now, and their goal is to get there first, which is okay. There's a place for that in the market, obviously. Rev says Desu better than side scrollers. Rev says Desu used to be like mutuals with me on Twitter, but then like he didn't block me, but he unfollowed me and then forced me to unfollow him. And he's pretty pro Trump, so I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to rebuild some bridges after everything like calms down.
Ah.
Loman, $5, thank you. During COVID, I was threatened by the military to get the shot. They held the birth of my daughter over my head. That sucks.
Yeah, that sounds shitty.
Yeah.
Like I was
Well, with the military though, it makes sense, but
yeah, it was a lot of government jobs. Like it sucks, but I feel like it's gonna sound slightly mean, but I feel like when you decide to go get a job with the government, and like being in the military is a government job. Like when you go get a job with the government, you should know that you're gonna be a lot more restricted than if you get like a normie job.
oh my god, guys, the Destiny segment is not going to happen
Nope.
because we need 22 more $5 super chats or higher in the next 6 minutes. So I guess you guys don't want me to talk about Destiny. Okay, sounds good.
Listen, it's okay. I'll vouch that Dev's opinion is the same as mine.
Fuck off.
and Dev did in fact introduce Destiny to the idea of butt plugs.
See, the way that I view it, personally, the way that I view things are that if you work in healthcare, you should have been forced to get the shot or lose your job because you're in healthcare.
Yeah.
However, otherwise, it should have been a personal choice thing, in my view.
But if the government's the one mandating the vaccines, then everyone in a government job should get the vaccine.
No, yeah, Boomer says that private sector did it too. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
That's ridiculous in my opinion. Mm. Yeah. Well, sad he unfollowed Dev. I mean, it could have been from anything, right? It could have been from the Kirsch drama. It could have been from the shooting drama. It could have been from any of the hot takes I post. Well, here's the thing, right? I've half considered either deleting the Sleepy Devo Twitter or just like making a Twitter that is non-political and then having like a political Twitter like Sleepy Devo.
Or you could. You know what? Never mind. We're not having this conversation again.
You want me to not be on Twitter at all. However,
I mean,
I need it for work.
No, do you? Okay, so obviously you've forgotten the other discussion we had about
Okay,
it.
well, what is it? Tell me.
I'm not telling you now. If you can't remember, and after you said it was a good idea, I'm not telling you again.
Well, then fucking didn't.
No, suffer. Be punished. Fuck you.
I forget it. Just tell me.
No. Enjoy your Alzheimer's.
Slaps.
Read your dono. Read your dono.
$5 Holtzner, thank you. Why do you start talking about the vaccine when I was talking about lockdowns? We want less old, sick people, so that way house prices drop. Oh, fuck, dude.
Question for Naomi. How many times have you pegged Deb? I stopped counting after 105.
Stop making shit up. But no, for sure, like, there's definitely people who I know who are, like, still friends with me, and they've DM'd me and been like, listen, I am not politically engaged. I don't want to talk about politics right now during the election season. I got to unfollow you. And I was like, fair enough. I understand. We're still friends. Like, everything is still fine. But, like, I told them I would eventually make a non-political Twitter. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. 10 out of 30. Hurry up, fellas, says Mega Leg. Oh, it's counting down. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. This is Twitter you were talking about. You mean X? No, it's Twitter. Elon Musk can rot in hell. It's Twitter.
Also, another thing that we talked about yesterday was that, like, I've been talking about changing the name of the channel now for at least a year. And
Yep.
I've been kicking around ideas and stuff. Here's the thing, though. If I change it now, all the dev haters are going to be like, he's clearly trying to hide from all the drama. And it's like...
Obviously. Of course. That makes sense.
Yeah, well. I understand, Viking Kiwi. Don't worry about donating, okay? Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, man.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Gosh.
No, I am going to change it. SFO just doesn't... Like, honestly, I think... I've met many people who have been like, I see your video recommended and I like it, but your name is ridiculous. And, like, the reason that it took me 5 years to follow your channel because your name is stupid. And I was like, that's fair, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to pick a name that's also, like, easy to say. And some of your picks, people are gonna read it wrong and not say it right.
Maybe, but I have some good ideas. Holsteiner, $5. What were you saying in your talk Sargon about? Also, no one thinks of you, from all people, hide from drama. Oh my God, they're coming in. Thanks, guys. Thank you. The funny thing about that, Holsteiner, of me, of all people, hiding from drama, I've seen some people still make the claim that Dev just says whatever his audience wants to hear. And he doesn't truly believe in anything. And I'm like, okay, if anything, I have the opposite problem. I stick to my gun so hard that it pisses people off. It's the complete inverse. Like, my problem is not that I am a grifter. My problem is that I am too set in my beliefs sometimes. $5, Ninjas. Thanks very much. Time to work. Here's a $5 towards the goal. Have fun, man. Thank you. Oh, dude, $20 over on Botrix. Thank you, Villain Troll. Free pineapple pizza. Thank you.
Yum.
Very, very appreciated. Good man, $5. When will people come together and stop fighting each other online, Dev? Not for a long time.
Never. No, the internet is a gladiatorial arena where the fucking Giga Chads will survive and the and the others will die. Or go find their own online niche on Tumblr.
Yep. I think we're now going to head into the domain of the woke right for sure. I posted that guy on Twitter who was like, yeah, so if you have sex with a girl but you use a condom, it's gay sex.
Super gay.
It's like,
obviously.
Oh my God.
I think that people have just forgotten what gay and straight means at this point.
So stupid, dude.
I think everyone's just forgotten.
Yep. $5 from Loman. Even in the military, we had rights. They violated us so bad they had to give payouts to people. The mass abuse of government workers was insane. I have to look into what they've done in the military. I don't know the full story of that, Loman. I'm sorry, but I will look into it one day.
Far in the future, where everyone's forgotten.
Probably. I mean that you love drama and gossip like a schoolgirl.
Also true.
Fuck you.
That is a very you thing.
Nilo, when will you move to Blue Sky? I've already made a Blue Sky, but I haven't used it yet. It's my opinion that if you like run a brand, you should just own your name on every alt platform, even if they're like blatantly partisan platforms like Truth Social or Blue Sky or whatever, just so that you can make sure no one else like steals your name. Yeah. Yep. Gay is a social construct.
If you say
Thanks
so.
to the $2 real awesome. And a bunch of Hong Kong dollars. Thank you.
Oh.
I was forced to get the vaccine 3 times in Hong Kong. I ended up in A&E. Is that like emergency? With chest pains one night, and they kept asking about when I got my last jab. They seemed to think it was related. I do have high blood pressure since COVID.
That sucks.
I've heard people say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Is therapy affected by political views?
It can be, because a lot of... Because, I mean, I feel like if you believe therapy will work, you have to be more left-leaning.
Maybe.
in general. So...
18 out of 30. Rip.
So, but also sometimes therapists are just bad because of their own biases not related to political beliefs. So, yes, but I don't know by how much.
Yeah. Rip. Thank you for all the donos, though, guys. I do appreciate it. What's up with that Ace guy? He seems to be constantly trying to crap all over you lately. He's calling you deontologically evil, which is just funny. I went over the story earlier in the stream, Jasso haven't. The TLDR is that it's personal on his part. It is personal for him. Also, you don't need to leave in 45 minutes. You have 2 hours after that.
Do I?
Yeah. You work at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
In 45 minutes, it's noon.
Oh. I forget.
You get pinches for that.
No,
pinch,
listen,
pinch.
I don't know what time is. Passage
I
of
can't
time
fucking
means
read.
nothing to me.
I can't fucking read
That's why
the
I set
thing.
alarms for everything.
Dev is just deontologically fat. Nice.
Yep. Dauntingly evil.
His attack. I recall seeing like a Jordan Peterson thing from 2016, where he
Wait, was
basically
that when he was insane or not insane?
not insane.
Okay.
Basically, when he said that like prescription meds for depression are sometimes necessary, but first you have to work out whether or not you're depressed because you have a brain chemistry that naturally is a little bit out of whack, which makes you depressed even with no cause.
Yep.
Or if you're depressed because your life sucks.
Yep.
And because like you can't get a job and you can't get a girlfriend and you have no friends and your family hates you and your house is dirty. Like there's a lot of things you should do before resorting to medication, but medication should never be off the table, was basically his view of it. And I think that's true.
Yeah, but can't you use the medication as a stepping stone to do that first step and then get off it later?
Sometimes you can, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Holtzner, $5. I have an awesome therapist who is also extremely progressive. I've been enjoying watching literally everyone I know IRL melt down because of the election.
I mean, that's good.
Exercise does wonders too. That was something that was said in what was it? The Stickman guy who does like really good videos. He does like one every 3 months.
I have literally no idea who you're talking. I know exactly who you're talking about. Do not remember his name.
CGP Grey. Yeah. He said basically that like if you it's harder to activate the mental half of your being than it is the physical half. Like if you can the two halves feed into each other, but if they've both shut down, activate the physical half first, because it's much easier to force yourself to go on a walk than it is to force yourself to do something like mentally stimulating.
Yeah.
And once you've gotten a little bit of exercise, you'll feel a little bit better. You'll be able to do more mental stuff, which will then allow you to get more exercise, and like you can get the ball rolling.
I think
Kiddos, good morning. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the fiber.
People like get that confused sometimes because when people say exercise, that can just be going on like a 10-minute walk. You know, which a lot of people don't actually consider exercise. I feel like people should change the saying to just get up and move. Go move somewhere. Not like physically, like just do something with your body that stimulates you for a little bit.
Yep. If you just go for a walk, you're gonna like feel better at least a little bit.
Yep.
You're gonna think better. You're gonna sleep better. Like there's so even just like the basics of movement will help you out so much.
Yeah.
$5 from Sketch. Thank you, man. That's the thing I was starting with. I can always get off it later. Same thing as I can stop drinking, smoking, etc. whenever I want. Yeah, it's the same thing.
I can stop drinking whenever I want, but that's only because I don't drink that
much.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that people who actually can stop whenever they want are people who don't have to say that.
But I can. I can. That's why I didn't finish my drink last night. Because I could stop. Damn it.
Fuck. And yeah, we've talked about a lot today, haven't we? And honestly, none of it was like really ridiculous arguments with chat. It's just been like chatting about things and describing things.
You ridiculous. Being ridiculous.
Slaps.
All your ridiculous opinions about everything ever.
You get slaps now, Naomi. I stopped drinking years ago. I would kill for a glass of water. Just no liquid ever. Oh, Fenlander 404 was just gifted a membership by Lives in Dev's Walls. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Very appreciated. But yeah, I guess to cap all of this off, it's probably possible for me to rebuild bridges with anyone.
Well,
pretty much anyone.
Nah.
But no, I think it is. However,
shall I list off examples of people you probably can't build bridges with?
Sure, go.
Scrum.
Well, here's the thing. So
Number one.
No. I was just gonna fucking say this, but now you interrupted me. Slaps.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Deserved.
One is that there's a class of people that I would not rebuild bridges with because of how they have treated me consistently over years. Scrump is one of them. Uzlu is obviously one of them. Aiden Paladin's obviously one of them. Right? These are people that I'm just like, no. You know, if they apologize to me, I would appreciate it. I would probably lay off making fun of them, but I would be like, I'm never going to associate with you again. We will never be friends in DMs. We will never do content together. Like, the bridge is permanently burned because of how consistently bad you have behaved for years now. And they would never apologize anyway. So no regrets there. They're just bad people. The second group of people are people that I would definitely be pretty fine with, like, being okay with again, but they would have to apologize to me because I am the aggrieved party, right? That would be like a Sargon. That would be a Kirsch. Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, here's the thing, right? If Kirsch will never do this, but if she came out and she was like, yeah, listen, that document that I wrote about you, where I blamed you for the actions of other people, and try to just get you canceled and acted like a complete fucking weirdo leftoid despite not being left leaning. If she apologized for that, I'd be like, okay, it is water under the bridge. It is settled, and I would leave it alone. And then there are people who have done like minor things that I would just like forgive, and I have forgiven, right? Associating with Aiden was your fault in the first place. She was a walking pile of red flags. Kirsch too.
Well, Dev does not have good judgment in women. Can confirm.
You two are very abusive of each other. Just slaps constantly. Vosh, when I need the horseboy video. Oh my god.
Also, a question for Dev: how many times have you slapped Naomi?
Lots.
You stopped counting.
A whole bunch, yeah.
After a while.
Well, you slapped me a bunch too.
Do I?
Fuck you. Shut up. Okay, listen. This is something that we've talked about, right? Because we had a conversation pretty early on in our relationship.
Yep.
Where I was like, is this bad that we're hitting each other this much? And
no, because I talk with my hands, and you remind me if I do it too much.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like everyone says like, if your partner's beating you, you need to leave them. And I understand the point of view, like obviously.
I don't think I'm strong enough to actually beat
you. No, but like, it's one of those things where like, because we've talked it out and we've negotiated what like a decent line is, and we know where it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can slap you and you can slap me, and it's not abuse for us.
Mm-hmm.
It might be for somebody else, but it's not for us because we've already like talked about that, right?
Yep.
It's one of those things where like, I mentioned it earlier. Holton Air, just rewind the stream. I don't want to go over it again. Heard the tale of the farmer and the viper. Treat a viper with all the kindness you can. Don't be shocked when it bites and kills you. Well, here's the thing, Arpa. Like, if you recall me like a year ago, I was talking about how like I was being very forgiving with people, and they kept backstabbing me over and over and over again. Like I forgave Scrump, and I got backstabbed, right? I even forgave Kirsch for that one first thing, and then I got backstabbed later. Like, I forgave Aiden several times, and I got backstabbed, right? So it's one of those things where like, I started getting on the Dev grows a backbone arc like a year ago, where I was just like, I'm not gonna let people just walk all over me because I am the polite Canadian. Not gonna let that happen anymore. And then as that happened, okay, hold on, give me a second.
Let me parse out my thoughts because I have dementia.
No, this is a little bit complicated.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, so when you're in a social situation, right, and you're in a group, the dynamics of the friend group and the boundaries that are established it's not usually established explicitly. It's always like an intuitional thing, and they're established and then they're generally set, right? And even if like a future restriction is a reasonable thing, people always react to it negatively. Oh yeah, $1 from Holt Center. I keep telling my other relatives they should either try to take out Orange Hitler or they're being hyperbolic. It's great to watching them squirm. Jesus, thanks for the $1, dude. I appreciate it, but damn. So it's like it's one of those things where like let's say that you're in a friend group, okay, and you're in a friend group, and you have I'll read that. I want to get through this. I'll read that in a minute, okay?
Where did you even read that though?
On there.
Where?
Recent events. It's scrolled down, but it's on there.
Okay.
Okay, here. I'll read super chats in a minute. Let me just get through this, okay? So, let's say that you are the only black guy in a friend group.
Yep.
Okay? And everyone in the friend group is comfortable with like some level of racist, edgy joke. Okay? So,
Including the black guy?
including the black guy. So they're slinging slurs at you, you're slinging slurs at them, everything's okay. And like maybe there's like a Mexican guy and he kind of gets in on it. Like, you know, just the dynamic of the friend group determines what is acceptable between those people, right? Now let's say that after like a year or two, and everything's still polite this whole time, after a year or two, the black guy decides, you know what? Either like I've changed or they've changed or something's happened. I just don't feel comfortable with this level of joke anymore. And so they tell them, hey, listen, I would like us to, I'll stop using it for you if you want, but I would like you to stop using this type of racial joke towards me. Okay? Even though that is a completely reasonable ask, the fact that the dynamic of the group had already been established and the boundaries had already been set, and now the boundaries are being moved back, some people will take that, they'll react to that in a negative way.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we've been doing this whole time, dude. You know we don't mean this. Like, what do you mean? And like, and by the way, that's a reasonable human response to have.
Mhm.
To be like, how come, like, what's changed? Like, it's when someone firmly establishes a boundary because their views have changed or the other people's views have changed, and that boundary is established in a different position than it had previously been in, there's always going to be a little bit of pushback just because things are now a little bit different. Yeah, vibes are everything. If the vibes shift, things can change a lot. Exactly, right? And no one's at fault here, right? So what ends up happening, I think, is that when I went on the Dev Grows a Backbone arc, I said, okay, there's going to be some classification of insult towards me that I used to laugh off, that I was kind of uncomfortable with, but I wanted to keep everyone happy. Then I'm no longer going to laugh off. I'm going to say, okay, listen, this, like, you cannot treat me in this specific negative way if we're going to be friends, right?
Yep.
And I started doing that maybe a year ago, and that's when a whole bunch of things started going downhill with some people.
Yep.
Because I implemented that boundary, and they thought that me implementing the boundary was me like turning evil or being an asshole or being a jerk. And so they began to, some of them began to purposely violate that boundary just to get back at me for telling them that they couldn't do a thing and still be friends with me.
Mhm.
So and then I realized, like, okay, either I have the backbone and I stick to it and I say, no, I have standards, I have values, I'm not going to allow you to treat me like this. Or I give in and let them just walk all over me. And that might keep the peace, but that makes things worse long term.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to basically like grow the backbone and stick with it.
Yep.
And that is why a lot of people have turned around and been like, Dev's evil. It's like, no. I have standards now. And your behavior has found yourself on the outside of those standards. That's what happened.
Yeah. So TLDL, boundaries feel bad, but they're necessary.
Yes. No, moving boundaries when they've previously been established.
Yes.
Because of some
Boundaries
change.
feel bad, but they're necessary.
Yeah.
TLDL. Too long, didn't listen.
Dev was the one white guy in the friend group. You can't wear the do-rag anymore.
Yep. Oh, it feels less like you grew a backbone, and a bit more like your spine turned to jelly.
What do you mean? Hold on. My spine turned to jelly. How is that possible when I'm standing it to people more? Are you actually conservative? It just seems like you have a pro-status quo disposition. Well, I definitely have a conservative psychology.
You're
that's
a
for sure.
Canadian conservative, which is different from
We're
an
an
American
conservative.
conservative.
Yeah. There are no real American conservatives anymore. Like MAGA is not a conservative movement. It's a revolutionary movement. I definitely have a conservative psychology, and I have some very conservative views. Like, I like the Second Amendment. I like,
The American Second Amendment.
Yes. I like, the nuclear family, stable family structures, family values, good way to raise kids, But that's also why I'm pro-gay marriage, because I think gays being monogamous and married is better for them than basically being whores, right?
Don't be whores. Don't be gay. Don't do crime.
But that's kind of how I like the Dev Grows a Backbone arc is the source of a lot of the things that have happened to me in the past year. And a lot of the people that have been weeded out are basically people who could not live within the boundaries of treating me like a decent fucking person.
Oh, good boy, Patrick.
I thought that you talked yourself into conservatism with philosophy. I'm just a bit shocked that you actually have the disposition to go with it. It apparently is pretty rare. Yeah, I've been learning that like a Burkean conservative is just very, very strange, very rare. Yeah. There was one thing that I wanted to show you before we got on with it.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mentioned people just making shit up and how easy it would be to just prove it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one example and I wanted to show, so I'll show it real quick.
Wait, go back up.
Hmm?
Why is Arch's fucking thing a
Oh yeah,
girl now?
Arch had a lolly.
Why?
So mine's a lolly now too.
Why?
We were all, for a while we were all just like lollies.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, so okay, here, let's see if I have it. I'll bring it up here. This is the Archcast from yesterday, right? Yeah. Arch lolly, Dev lolly, and then Rima and Lumi.
That mermaid isn't a lolly.
No, but Lumi changed her several times throughout.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just find this here. See, I can. Yes, see, these are people who like this is just the Dev Durando syndrome, right? Because they're like, okay, where's the critique in here? These are just insults. You can insult me. It's your First Amendment right, but like, where's the critique? Okay, and there's not one here. This is someone who's going off based on ignorance, right? Dev doesn't know the FBI was created by a presidential decree and can also be ended with one. The same can happen with Doge. Yes, but that's why I mentioned that Doge is not going to be a department. It's going to be a presidential commission. So like this person, his critique is based out of ignorance. We talked about this already. However, right here, just like the trucker video, Dev, you didn't make any video on single-player games. So I mentioned that I had made a video about single-player games and how games that you play in perpetuity, like League of Legends or World of Warcraft or Overwatch, these are actually bad for the gaming industry. I mentioned this that I made this video, okay? This person says, just like the trucker video, Dev, you didn't make a video on single-player games. The argument that you're saying has been said by people who were involved in recent Gamergate too. It was first heard from Vera, Rev Says Desu, Smash JT, and the Clownfish guy. Just like how Mizu, a friend of Lumi, is saying, the majority of your arguments copied from people you think sounds about right, including the government. Don't make these arguments sounding like you own it. Somebody else said it first, and you're copying it.
That's not.
But here's the thing. So I said,
things work.
My video on this topic is called The Forever Game. I put it out on September 12th, 2022. You're either ignorant or lying. Which is it? Right? And I can prove this to you.
No,
It's very simple.
But, like, you can't... People make the same arguments all the time. They aren't...
Oops, this is just a...
They
okay.
aren't
Oh,
copying. They're just making the same arguments.
Yeah. So here's the video. I made it in 2022,
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And the description says, just play the same slot for the rest of your life, right? How long until it's bigoted to boot up your old N64 and play the classics,
Do you
right?
think Baldur's Gate 3 will ever become bigoted?
Maybe.
No.
But like,
I need to play it forever.
Like, I'm talking about the topic here
Mm-hmm.
almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Like,
I miss Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Is this my gameplay? Probably.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's Mercy,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. How to fix Fallout 4's maddening, never-ending Radiant quests. Like, I did talk about this video. Here is me talking about it. I did this fucking topic, dude.
Obviously,
And like,
obviously that date is a lie. Don't you know that you can just manually change the dates of your videos in YouTube? It doesn't fucking matter when you actually upload them to the site. You can just go click, change date. It's very easy. Dev's a liar.
And see, like the comments are like, so when this guy said that,
You just open these things.
we're just gonna go back. We're just gonna go back. When this guy said that, either he's lying or he's ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wait, where did my comment go? Was it deleted? Uh-oh.
Arch deleted your comment. You're not allowed to argue with his chat, Dev.
Oh no. No, it's still here. Wait, can you guys actually see this comment on the Archcast?
Deleted.
Oh no.
Dev's been shadow banned.
But yeah, this is basically one of those things where like, wait, hold on. As someone who was lurking in VTuber Sims at the time and who watched Dragonfat reading about Kirsch being a clout chaser with Spooky, it was kind of dumb of you to keep Dragonfat on as a mod for so long. Once her behavior became clear. Oh, it scrolled away. Shit. Was that over on Twitch? Let me see. Pause. Where is it? I wanted to read that. It's gone. Oh no, Finlander, where did it go? Or was that on YouTube actually?
Oh my god.
I don't fucking know. Oh yeah. It was dumb of you to keep her on as a mod for so long once she became clear, especially given your previous firm actions against people organizing raids and shit in your Discord. I get you were friends, you kept her on too long. Here's the thing. She did not well, it turns out to be he. Dragonfat did not organize anything in my Discord, which is the point of contention here, right? When I watched Patreon ban Sargon for shit that he said, not on Patreon and not on his channel, but on like as a guest on someone else's channel, I said I will never do cross-platform bans. I will never ban somebody for something they do in somebody else's community, only in mine. And whatever shady shit Dragonfat was up to, it was not happening in my community. So I did not ban them.
Yeah, didn't they have their own Discord?
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I stand by that, in my view. I stand by that in my view. Because I don't like the idea that I'm going to be out here policing the entire fucking internet for people who are associated with me. I'm not going to do that. I think it's unreasonable for me to do that. I think it's crazy that people think I should. And I'm not responsible for what other people do. It's as simple as that. So like, I get your point, Fenlander, but I disagree with you on this. Okay, let's read these super chats and we'll get on to the article.
Article. I like how there's no articles.
Articles.
Nope. There's only one article to get today, guys. That's why all this is just chatting, hanging out.
Fuck you.
Just talking.
Dev's Walls. Take drum lessons. You can turn your domestic abuse into a rhythm section. You can have all your live jam sessions with Humphrey and Dave. Oh, good idea. No. Number 40. Thanks to the 25s, man. Don't worry, Dev. I'm sure no matter how many slaps you throw at each other, Naomi will still clean up your diapers. Yeah. Thank you.
Dev, ew. No.
Yeah. Holtzner, $5. I agree with your assessment partially, but it's hard for us to establish boundaries with you. Most of our recourse is to just leave. You don't have to leave. You don't have to. Terrace for $10. When you asked, why is me standing up for myself to be spine turning to jelly? I think the idea is that you aren't standing up to the people they don't like, a right-wing equivalent of always punch up, not down. Maybe so. I have seen the right wing adopt like all the actions of the left, and it's fucking disgusting. Destiny's method of banning fast and people having to justify their return leads to a way less toxic community. Maybe so. Maybe so.
Dev's just gonna become more like Destiny.
No.
Day after day.
I love you though. Thanks to $2. Lives in Dev's Wall. All right. Lives in Dev's Walls. Insult me all you want. Okay. You're aggressively mid at video games and try to hide this by handing Dave a controller and using him as a shield. That's not true at all. Listen, all right?
It's becoming more true because you don't play video games as much.
When you
Dave's
see
getting
me
better
play
and better
Hollow Knight, I'm fucking baller,
That's
dude.
That's because you spent an autistic amount of time on it. Just like the autistic amount of time I spent on Sega and All-Stars Racing.
That's
Number
true.
1. So shut up.
Wait, you also don't address a lot of things people bring up. Loman, you've been saying this all stream. When you finally were pushed into giving an example, I directly replied to you. And then you went quiet. So like, with a person who acts like you, Loman, I appreciate your super chats, but with a person who acts like you, where you make a sweeping statement, you don't address things. And then when I pin you down and I make you bring up a specific thing, and then I directly address it, and then you shut the fuck up and move on to the next thing, talking with a person who acts like that has only limited value, because you're not actually talking. It is good to ban everyone who is not left-wing enough for you. No, I'm not a leftist.
What was the drama about Kraut? Kraut created drama. Dev defended drama.
It was like
Yeah.
from 2017 or 2018, people thought that Kraut ran a doxing server, and he did not.
Yeah.
He did not. The doxing that was happening is that he was investigating a shitheel who was running a pyramid scheme, and discovering the pyramid scheme meant finding out the shell business it was operating under, which contained his address. So, like, here's the thing. Doxing, it's actually somewhat reasonable if you have a good journalistic reason for it. If it's part of an actual real investigation.
Address the eating my leftovers allegations. That's because you gotta put your name on it.
Yep.
Can't just leave it out without your name on it.
Kraut has recently gone insane. No, he hasn't. I talk to Kraut regularly. Like, we're friends. And he's fine. Like, he's dismayed more than I am about Trump winning. But I even told him, like, listen, it's gonna be fine. I even told him. Well, the Fez, and I'm not actually fighting the audience this time. Like, things are okay. Things are okay right now.
What's the longest you've gone without reading articles?
Like 2 hours. Here, I'm gonna go to the washroom.
Was it 3? No, wasn't it 3 hours with me one time?
I don't think so.
No, it was because you.
Kraut doesn't hit me, no.
No, it was because Artemis was there. You guys were arguing about Trump for like fucking almost 2 hours. And then you decided to just kept talking about random shit for another hour.
Dry Bread says, the guy who kept saying you lie all the time, after 3 of us kept asking for lies, he didn't give any. Oh, there's a redacted message. Uh-oh.
Dun, dun.
Here, I'm going to go to the washroom real quick, and then we'll read some articles, and then
Okay,
I'll kick
bye.
Naomi out. Here, I'll just mute myself.
You're gonna kick me out? You're so mean to me. God. When Dev argued with Artemis. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's every stream that Artemis is here. Now go away.
Shut up. Just real quick.
Go to the
Shut up for a
washroom.
minute. Shut up. Okay, Draymar, I see him in Spoonie's comments shitting on you. Do you mean spoons? Do you mean, like, aristocratic utensil? Kraut doesn't watch aristocratic utensil, dude. Kraut is like a sock dem. He's not a libertarian or a monarchist. I think he might got some names mixed up here. Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
Goodbye, Julian Var. Dev, ask your girlfriend if you're the submissive type. He is. He's not
Shut
here
up.
and can't defend himself.
Shut
He
up.
is.
You fuck.
Nooms, entertain us. How do you guys want to be entertained? I am not a very entertaining person, unfortunately. That's what Dev's for. I can offer to tell you guys Dev secrets, but the problem is I think I've told them all already over the years.
Do you want some water, Naomi?
Sure. Thank you, Lives in Dev's Walls. I appreciate that you think I'm an entertaining person. I know, Kivia Nightwing, I know. God. That's the only reason he's so good at that game. 100%. He has spent so much time on it and replayed it so many times that he can probably actually, like, speed run the game professionally if he really wanted to. How many chairs has Dev replaced during the years? Well, there was the first one that was like that broke, and then there was the second one that he got that was broken when it came, but he decided to use it for a really long time anyway. And then there was another one that I got him that he didn't like, because I figured I'd try to get him an ergonomic chair, but he just was not a fan. So we had to get rid of that one, because I also didn't like it, because I just have bad taste in chairs, apparently. And then there was another one that also came broken upon arrival. There was, like, just, like, big metal bit, like, sticking up the middle. So it's been, like, 5 or 6. 5 or 6 chairs. Not all of them were his fault. Pretty much none of them were his fault. I think one was his fault, and then another was mine. And then several came broken, because that's just the way postal offices are in shipping. With Dev out of the room, Naomi, how about telling those who don't know the story of Dev and the chocolate? I don't know what story you're referring to! What? What is the story with Dev and the chocolate? I don't remember. So did you two actually broke the desk during Smex? No, the desk broke because of a mic. No, okay, no, the chairs came in broken. When we assembled them, they were already broken. Not because of our terrible assembling skills, just because they were like they were malfunctioning chairs. And Dev does not own a shirt that says Dev on it. Dev owns a shirt that looks exactly the same, but with a yellow lightning bolt because it's the Flash symbol. And he has two of them, and one is old and one is newer, but got slightly broken, so now he can't wear it on stream anymore. The spizzled chocolate that wasn't chocolate? I don't remember! I don't remember. Honestly, you'll have to ask Dev to see if he'll tell the story when he comes back, because I legitimately do not remember this one. No, Dev actually has good IKEA skills, even though he's retarded. All the time. I don't know how I forgot. I just forgot, okay, Arbor? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys really think that shirt was $20? Or is the I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. You should wear that shirt more often. Dev, what's the chocolate story? The bathroom chocolate story. I've forgotten, apparently.
When I was like 4 years old, I like had a chocolate bar in the bathroom with me as a kid.
Okay.
And I like I was like covered in melted chocolate.
Is your mic on?
No.
Turn your mic on.
Well, I don't care.
I care. I want them to know the story because I wasn't able to tell it because I don't remember.
Okay, it's on now. No, when I was like 4 years old, I was in the bathroom at the golf course with when I was there with my parents. You know, the golf course in my small town, and I was eating a chocolate bar, and my hands were just covered in melted chocolate, and my face was covered in melted chocolate. I was fucking 4 years old, right?
You disgusting child. Continue.
Yes. And I took a poop, and I wiped my butt, and then I licked one of my fingers that had chocolate on it, and I realized, oh, that was poop.
Why?
Yeah.
That's gross. When I was 4, I wouldn't have done that.
I was 4 years old, dude. Come
God,
on.
no. No.
I was fucking 4. You can't blame me for that shit.
I can, and I will, and I am.
Oh, I didn't unmute that.
Dev.
Oh, no.
No.
You guys still heard me, though. It's okay.
God. I told you to turn your mic back on. You fuck. See, this is just proof that
It was like
Dev
30
really
years
didn't
ago,
want
guys.
to
Calm down.
tell the story.
I'll be what a lot of people accuse you of, offensive. I don't want to assume everything you say about those you claim wrong is accurate, but someone doesn't everything you say about you accurate either. I want to figure out things in my own research, but I'm very lazy and I'll never get around to it. Oof. Yep.
Oof.
Did you see that tweet Kirk posted saying Merry Christmas with a photo of a soldier begging a drone not to bomb him?
Jesus.
Listen, I can forgive Europeans for being significantly more anti-Russian than we are in North America because it is their continent currently being invaded.
Also, I missed Magleg's time for you to replace Dev as the channel owner. Super chat. Thank you for the $2. But I do
also,
not
Nooms,
have
you're
enough
entertaining.
enthusiasm for YouTube to replace Dev as the channel owner.
Nooms, you are an entertaining person.
I already responded to that one.
Thank you.
No, you don't have to respond to the ones I already responded to.
I wasn't here. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I know.
Missed that one. That's I don't fucking know. Well, I don't know what you missed. You could miss them all. Who knows? Inflation hit the I'm not gay but $20 shirt hard.
You know what? Yeah, it did. Let's just say $100. That's about an average amount of groceries now.
Dev, do you have any specific foods that you can link directly to a mood? No, I don't think so.
Dev does not consider foods emotional.
No. That's not how I am, no. We should make a soundboard of Dev going, I don't fucking know.
You guys really should. That would be so entertaining. You could probably just make some like weird techno mix to it. I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
You know,
I don't
know what fucking techno sounds like. I don't know what that example was.
Wasn't Krut the guy you used to talk in the Tubcast who had a serious falling out with a few years ago? I'm not sure if I have that right. No, that's Scrump.
That's Scrump.
That's Scrump.
Tid, you're back. You've been quiet.
Kraut is the parrot YouTuber. He has like a green parrot. He has like a
Is it a fat parrot? Did he change that? Wasn't it a really fat parrot
It used to be, yeah.
A really, really fat parrot.
Well, let's go see his channel. I've told the Scrump story many times. You can go in the backlog of the channel. TLDR, he radicalized. I cut him off because he was acting like an asshole. Oh yeah, Kraut is, by the way, like a slur for German.
I know. I'm very aware.
Kraut's YouTube. He's almost 600,000 subs. Good for him. Nah,
It's
still a fat
still
parrot.
a fat parrot.
Yeah, see, I'll bring it in real quick. Yeah. He's still got a fat parrot as his avatar.
Crowd the parrot.
But no, Kraut's whole thing is to do like historic videos of how like certain countries' institutions work. They're pretty good. Yep, they're pretty good.
For April Fool's one year, he should make a video featuring the Hitalia.
Italia.
Yes, because it's great.
Remember during Trump's campaign when he said he'd end inflation? Yeah, but inflation fetishes and shambles. He's not going to end inflation, though.
Yep.
Tariffs will cause more inflation.
Sorry, no, Loman, you gotta post it again. Dev
I was
got
gone, man. What the
distracted
fuck?
coming
Yeah.
back, and I don't know if I was paying attention to you.
Yeah, Kraut uses Poland balls as his visuals, and it's great. Yeah. Yeah. We'll wait for Loman's reply, then we'll get on to the articles. Kraut follows Fukuyama's work pretty closely. I don't know if people think he's far right. I think if people still think Kraut is far right, it's because of his previous association with Sargon, and because leftists think that anyone who is not a communist is far right.
Is it true that Kraut has a fake accent?
I don't know.
Maybe. We'll never know. Unless he, like, gets really drunk on stream and loses the accent. You heard about that? About people doing that? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes if people speak multiple languages and they get really drunk, they'll just start speaking in a random accent of the other language that they speak.
Give me a sec driving right now. Then don't worry about it, dude, okay? Holy shit.
I will watch for your username.
Don't worry about it, man.
Repost. And I'll interrupt
Okay,
Dev in the middle
hold
of the
on.
articles.
I just have this fucking view of you, Loman, because you've been pretty antagonistic towards me this stream, which is fine.
Also don't.
But like he also did, yeah. But like I'm just kind of like I'm wondering, like I'm viewing Loman as like schizo posting in the chat as he's like swerving through traffic, not looking at the road, like this fucking dev guy, just losing it.
I don't think you're worth schizo posting though.
Mega lag, $5. Dev, who is your favorite Discord mod? Cause drama in the mod channels. That'd be Naomi, obviously.
I keep forgetting I'm a mod.
Yeah. There you go.
I occasionally do my job.
You were originally the mod of all the porn channels, and you gave it up.
No, I gave some of it up. No, I was only supposed to be in charge of like a couple of channels.
You're in charge of all the porn channels.
No,
Well,
I wasn't.
it's- now you are. Now you are.
Well,
it's all yours.
Okay. I guess Dev has made a proclamation. No, listen, we split it up, and then Daddy took over a bunch of them, and then Daddy left, and I was just like, well, fuck.
Daddy came back, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's
Is
back.
it secret? I haven't seen him in the Discord.
Daddy came back like secretly, and he wanted to see how long he could be there without me noticing.
Oh, how long?
I noticed pretty quick.
Oh, that's good.
But now I'm on to the porn channel. Local centrist trap scares me. Ah, she's fine.
Who?
Local centrist trap. She's one of the mods.
Oh, right.
Okay, so shall we talk some articles?
I guess. But don't forget, I'm just going to interrupt you a bajillion times while we're reading them.
Oh.
To duck the chat stick, because that's my favorite thing to do. Oh.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh.
Vladimir Putin pushes Russia to make consoles to compete with PlayStation and Xbox.
Does Russia
Russian.
even like export any tech? Like I
Russia
legitimately
can't anymore.
No, listen, I legitimately do not know. But has Russia been known for like exporting like technological advancements?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. You guys want to play some Russian consoles?
No, not really.
Yeah. The Russian shit cube. Brazil makes a lot of fake consoles. But yeah. Let's see here. Oh, $10. Topic beaten to death, but how quickly will you be able to make the trucker video if the elections were to be called in January? I can probably do it in a few weeks. I think I should. Yeah, I think so.
My bet is that it's gonna take you a month
Fuck off.
to full. Like if you were only
A
working
month is
on
4
that
weeks, so it's pretty close
for
to a few.
No.
Are months longer than 4 weeks?
Yes.
No, they're not. you played Stardew Valley.
Months are 5 weeks. Months are 5 to 6 weeks, and that's how it works. And you're wrong.
I want to find a mod of Stardew that has like a 3-month season.
Why?
like in real life, just because it would be cool, I think, to have like 3 months of spring, 3 months of summer, rather than 1 month.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I thought you meant 3 months in total. I'm like, which season are you deleting, Dev?
No. I want to expand each season when I play Stardew.
Okay, yeah, you could probably pretty easily do that.
Yeah.
Then you probably wouldn't need 2 years to do all the game content. You'd only need the 1 full year.
Maybe so. Okay, so they're bringing Dendy back. Nice, Protect. Thank you. Okay, if you thought the current landscape of video game consoles was already packed, the entirety of Russia has something to say about that. At the very least, Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, does, since he's issued a mandate. Produce Russian video game consoles to compete with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Bit of a tall order there, considering that Russia runs on, 90s, 50s level of technology. Thank you, Nathaniel.
The order was handed down from the Kremlin to consider the issue of organizing the production of stationary and portable game consoles and game consoles. Okay.
And game consoles and
And
game
game.
consoles.
So, Kommersant, the newspaper Kommersant sources told the nationally distributed Russian paper that the VK Group, a major Russian tech company behind the similarly named social media service VK, will be responsible for the project. The production of consoles will be handled by the GS Group, which was previously known as General Satellite, and it's the single largest Russian developer of set-top boxes. Set-top boxes, by the way, are like satellite boxes. As part of the order from the Russian government, the VK and GS groups will be responsible for producing both home and portable consoles for Russian consumers. This move isn't Russia's first in the video game industry. The country tried to penetrate gaming communities last year and considered creating its own game engine the year before that. But it does mark a remarkable shift since the majority of the games industry cut off relations with the country amidst its invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Russia's government is now trying to effectively kick off its own games industry. Wow. Would you guys play a Russian PS5?
No, probably not.
Stream crash. Nope, we're still here. We're still here. Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah. The Soldier Boy consoles were good. Fuck off with that. No way. So yeah.
But I feel like I only wouldn't play a Russian consoles because I don't really use consoles anymore. So I have a biased opinion.
You turned into a PC kid, really.
Yeah. Mostly because of mods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Russia wants them to make an operating system and a cloud system for delivering games and programs to users. They basically just want to recreate what the West has because they're cut off from it.
Yeah, like how are they gonna do that if most of their money is being used to fight a war? This is not the time to be making video games. Video game consoles.
Analysts in Russia are saying that there is no competence to produce their own PlayStation and Xbox consoles, and creating such a system from scratch would take up to 10 years.
Isn't he only giving them a few months, isn't that what the article said?
Yep.
Okay, well, Putin's an idiot then.
And of course he is. He has been for a whole fucking time.
I do not want to support Putin-san.
Space Marine 2 and Rogue Trader were developed in Russia. Fuck all else between Tetris and War Thunder World of Warships, though. Yep. Russia's just not a leader in video games, dude. Okay.
In Russia, porn game fucks you.
Denmark pays for a prosthetic leg off of a Nigerian pirate who attacked its navy.
How did you fuck that up?
I just fucked it up. But hear me out. Okay. Hold on. Loman's actually posted something. They passed additional laws to prevent what the Eastman letter was attempting to do. To stay ideologically consistent, if the Eastman letter was a coup attempt, so isn't the Steele document. Well, I don't think the Steele document is a coup attempt. However, them passing additional laws to prevent what the Eastman letter was trying to do, that's not the full story. What actually happened was that they passed additional laws to reconfirm what was in the Electoral Count Act and just make it like updated for with modern speech. But it didn't actually change anything. Okay, it was a reaffirmation of what was already in the law. And also, that reaffirmation, Loman, would not change what a hypothetical Eastman would do. Because Eastman said in his letter, we must violate the Electoral Count Act. They believe they had a good reason to violate that law. All right? So just putting in a new law, like, a hypothetical Eastman 2 would say, well, we'll just violate the new law that was passed in 2022. So that's not actually an argument. Cat Troll. Russia grows the best crystals for lasers and such. Oh, that's actually neat. I didn't know that.
Thank you for your huffs.
Thank you. Okay, so
I don't know what that currency
Denmark
actually is.
pays. Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
But
but
HUFS is a great
Huffs.
acronym.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you. Denmark pays for a prosthetic leg of the Nigerian pirate who attacked its navy. You know what? I'll set up a new goal. Not the Destiny one, because Naomi doesn't have time for that anymore.
Nope, because you took too long just talking about random shit.
Yep. Naomi will be happy.
No, you have to spell happy like that. No,
Nope.
you ruined it now.
Oh, circle.
Am I not currently happy? At least to you? I guess not. What am I gonna be happy with?
Give me. Okay. Okay, so Denmark pays for a prosthetic leg of the Nigerian pirate who attacked its navy. Check this nonsense out, guys. A Nigerian pirate injured in a 2021 gunfight with Danish sailors is now receiving a taxpayer-funded prosthetic leg after being granted asylum in Denmark. So, pirate attacks Danish sailors. Pirate later becomes a migrant, goes to Denmark, gets asylum, and is now getting a prosthetic leg for the injury that they gained from attacking them. Like, this is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Nah.
This is actually ridiculous.
Nope, I actually disagree.
He's a pirate.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, like...
He should have been hung.
Okay. Mr. I don't believe in the death penalty. Shut the fuck up.
I do believe in the death penalty.
No, every time we've talked about you and the death penalty, it's been I don't believe in the death penalty.
No.
But I do, which is why I joke that I'm secretly right. Like, yes.
No, I've said there has to be a high standard for it, but I do believe in it.
No, every time we've talked about this, you have...
This is fucking gaslighting. You're fucking gaslighting me.
No, you... Okay, fuck you.
What the fuck is this?
Fuck you. Anyway, I disagree, and I actually think it's just a sign of civilization. Yeah, the pirate attacked them, he almost fucking died, and if they decided to take care of him instead of just finishing him off, then fine.
No, it's bad.
No. But they decided, like, the Danes took care of the injured man.
Hanged, not hung, right. Yeah, should have been hanged.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. The Danes took care of the injured man, who was first admitted to a Gehenna hospital, and his leg was amputated.
I did the same mistake that they did in Star Trek Picard.
Yeah, because you are a terrible English major. You're a terrible English major.
Yeah, so yeah, Lucky Francis, the pirate, was involved in a firefight with the Danish frigate Estburn Snare in the Gulf of Guinea, a region that was once notorious for piracy. A Danish Navy Seahawk helicopter took off from the frigate in response to information that a vessel with pirates was approaching several commercial ships. Don't need to hang, just take his other leg. Thanks, lives in Deswald. The clash resulted in the deaths of 4 of his companions, while Francis suffered severe injuries that required the amputation of his leg. The Danes took care of the injured man, who was first admitted to a Gehenna hospital, and then his leg was amputated. He was later brought to Denmark for medical treatment. During his stay in Denmark, he applied for asylum, citing his health condition as a reason to remain in the country. After a lengthy legal battle, he was eventually granted a prosthetic leg, and he quickly became a focus of Danish media, drawing widespread attention and criticism. Many politicians see it as a source of embarrassment for the Danish government, which has traditionally taken a tough stance in migration and asylum. Yeah, so, like, no, this guy attacked them, okay?
Yeah, and if he's repentant, then he deserves to get medical care. It all depends on if what the personality of the man is. 100%. No, I mean, you and me are actually disagreeing here. Because if he's, like, actually repentant of being like, yeah, I was a pirate because I'm poor and my fucking country sucks, so I decided to become a pirate, just like how people join gangs.
Then fine. You know, repair his leg and then send him home. He should not be living in the place that he's
No, I agree with that. Like, I don't think they should necessarily keep him as a Danish citizen, unless they want to prevent him from just becoming a pirate again. You know, be like, here, we'll give you a good life, don't do piracy anymore. Don't do it.
No, I don't think that he deserves a spot as an asylum seeker in the country he attacked. He should be sent the fuck home.
No, yeah, I agree with you. But you were talking about not giving him a prosthetic leg, which I disagree with.
Well, yeah, like, if they also killed him, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't cry.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, fuck you. Like,
well, they should have killed him before treating him, but
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure that might be technically a war crime.
If he's sorry, he can rape and pillage me anytime. I mean, my country. If we're gonna sit there. What was this about?
Shut up, Arthur, you shit.
Yeah. Arpa is... No, hold on. Naomi's one of those girls who's like, refugees, welcome, and then just gets like, gangbanged.
Fuck you. No, I'm not. You're such a shit, too. Fuck you.
I love you.
No.
Yes, I do.
No.
You do realize that that joke also insults me, because now I'm a cuck in that joke.
You were already a cuck, so it's not.
So that's why I can laugh at it, and you don't have to say fuck you. Fuck you. You know what? Beatings. Beatings for Naomi. Beatings. Alexander Bryant, $5. Thank you. Last time with the home pilot's actions, governments refused to handle it. As a result, private groups were hired. They killed innocent with the guilty. Oh, damn. Every hole must be filled. Damn, dude. Okay, let's see here. I cannot defend this decision, the Prime Minister said. See, her administration has consistently maintained a hard line against asylum seekers, right? Despite being found guilty of endangering the lives of Danish soldiers, he did not serve a prison sentence. After his asylum request was approved, he was granted an education plan, job counseling, and an integration contract to help him become a contributing member of Danish society. Like, this is ridiculous, in my opinion. It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean,
attack the military and then get given all this shit. As a part of the integration process, Francis must sign an integration contract that outlines specific goals he must achieve to remain eligible for self-support and repatriation benefits. This plan also includes language lessons to help him become fluent in Danish and assistance in finding a job suitable for an amputee. He will also receive a stipend to help cover the cost of his prosthetic leg.
what are Danish prisons like?
I don't know.
Are they? Is it Norway that has those really nice prisons that are
Norway,
actually like very specifically supposed to help rehabilitate you and not just punish you? Because if Danish prisons are like that, this decision actually kind of makes sense, like to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Listen.
whether or not you disagree with it or not, like I don't agree that someone who attacks, like I don't know. To me, it just depends like exactly how repentant he is. You know, like did he want to actually be a pirate? You know. Also, they obviously got wiped. Like all of his other fucking crew members died.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No, he should just die with him. Fuck him. Fuck
Okay,
this guy.
sure does.
Fuck this guy. Naomi gets the stick, and evermore the stick.
Question for Naomi: how many refugees will you have in your home? See, I always see people ask that question, and I'm just like, listen, if the government is willing to take in refugees, they should also have a good plan in place to be able to house them, and then, like,
Canada didn't.
No, I know, but that's like if you're willing to take in refugees, you have to have like just in general, the government should have a plan of a place to house them and then a plan to integrate them into society or tell them they have a limited amount of time to stay and then send them back.
Yep.
Like it should be up if the government's going to allow it, it should be up to the government to hire professionals to make a plan to do that. Now, like, this is some like fucking natural disaster or anything. Then I would probably like you wouldn't be able to take people into the home. But if I was living by myself, I'd take people like into the home.
Okay.
Right?
Lives in Dev's walls, $5. So increase your chances of getting raped.
No, I wouldn't take men.
Naomi's just like, oh yeah,
no,
dude,
I'd be sexist about it.
I'll only take in refugees. I'm living by myself, so I can just get gang fucked.
It's because of all your fucking equipment. I wouldn't want anyone to steal it. If I was living by myself, I'd take women and children. That's why I said I wouldn't if I'm living with you. You shit.
It's okay. They'll just gang fuck you anyway.
Oh my god.
Lives in Dev's walls, $5. How did they make the decision to grant a pirate asylum? Arbitrarily. Nice. Ben Asher for 15 shekels. This article is an amazing sneak peek into the morality that informs European governments regarding the Gaza war. Same logic. Yeah, it's just that, oh, the person who attacked us is actually disenfranchised and doesn't have enough benefits. We should help him. And it's like, no, sometimes it is bad. Sometimes you must actually defeat your enemies. Simple as that.
And actually, Pater of Feds, I agree with you. I generally think most places should deal with their homeless population first, unless there's like a natural disaster nearby or a war that's gonna like affect the world globally.
Yep. Okay, let's keep going. Amazon has ditched the just walk out checkouts at its grocery stores.
Oh, gee, who fucking said that this wasn't gonna work? Me and so many people in the fucking chat were just like, no, Naomi, this is the future. Your job's gonna get replaced. People are too stupid to be able to do this, and no one is trustworthy enough for this to be a thing. I was right.
What's actually happening is
I was right.
What's actually happening is that the technology used to face track people to make sure that all their grabs and purchases get attached to their Amazon account just wasn't good enough.
See, no matter what, Naomi's always right. I'm smart.
And yeah, I also agree that someone who was actively hostile to the country cannot be an asylum seeker. I agree with that. Like you attack them, you don't get to be a fucking asylum seeker.
Depends on what your definition of actively hostile is.
They're pirates. They're actively hostile. Fuck them.
Okay, but
sink them into the water.
I'm not okay. You know what? fine. We'll say that they probably should have just killed all the pirates. Fine. We'll just agree on that. But again, act like if you get fucking decimated in an attack that you started and are just like, I don't want to be a pirate. I'm sorry that I did this as you're like lying bleeding on the deck. Like, is it more civilized to let them die or save them?
Overboard.
Yeah, okay.
That's
That's
the
not
way.
a civilized man.
That's the way. Alexander Bryant, $5. Because of the Western government refusal to enforce the law, many extra died because of mercs. Handle shit or be evil. Yeah, there's like the other argument is like sometimes you just have to kill your enemies because if you don't, they will come back and they'll be stronger. They'll have recruited more, and like you're prolonging the conflict. Sometimes you have to just end it. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so here we go.
Isn't that what
Amazon.
the atomic
I'm
bomb
reading
was-
this.
But isn't that what the atomic bomb was for?
Yep, and it worked. Yeah. Yeah, whoops, you fell overboard. Oops. Amazon is phasing out its checkout list grocery stores with just walkout technology, first reported by Information Tuesday. The company's senior vice president of grocery stores says they're moving away from just walkout, which relied on cameras and sensors to track what people were leaving the store with. Just over half of Amazon Fresh stores are equipped with just walkout. The technology allows customers to skip checkout altogether by scanning a QR code when they enter the store.
But it was actually relied upon 1,000 people in India.
Naomi got up to point at the TV.
Fucking just the cashiers were simply moved. They just fucking cheapened the labor.
Yep. So,
I was right.
so it seemed like it was completely automated. Just Walk Out actually relied on more than 1,000 people in India that were watching and labeling videos to ensure accurate checkouts. Yeah.
I was fucking right. No one believed me.
There was no AI involved in this shit. It was all just. They could probably do it now though, because they tried this 10 years ago. They could probably do it now though.
No, but do not redeem. Fuck, that was amazing.
Amazon Web Services is cutting a few hundred jobs in its physical stores technology team, according to internal emails. The layoffs will allegedly impact portions of Amazon's identity and checkout teams. Instead of just walkout, Amazon is moving towards dash carts, a scanner and screen that is embedded in your shopping cart, allowing you to check out as you shop. These offer a more reliable solution than just walk out. So I guess like everything you put into your cart will go doot.
Yeah, well, what if you don't want it anymore? Does it undo?
It like undoots when you take it out, maybe?
I don't know. Depends.
Mom's yelling at the TV again. Yeah,
Also,
they make it didn't work out, yeah.
Also, does it work with the barcode? Because you can just like put a fake barcode on that. What if the stuff doesn't actually scan? Because there's lots of problems with that in grocery stores. The stuff doesn't scan properly.
Well, maybe what they could do. Here's the thing. I think what they tried, rather than just faking it with like Indians, what they could do, it will probably work soon enough, like with like new face scanning AI technology that's come around in the past 5 years, because they were doing this 10 years ago, it didn't work, but maybe now it'll work. You know, who knows? Okay. Anyway, it also features self-checkout counters. Yeah, of course. We're rolling out Amazon Dash Cart, our smart shopping carts. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So the technology seemed incredible, but there were stumbles. It took hours for customers to receive receipts after leaving the store, largely because the offshore cashiers were rewatching videos and assigning items to different customers. The system of scanners and video cameras in each store is also incredibly expensive. Well, if they actually could do it with AI now, then it'll probably be better. Yep. 700 out of 1,000 Just Walk Out sales required human reviewers. This widely missed Amazon's internal goals of reaching less than 50 reviews per 100 sales.
Yeah.
Yep, Amazon called this characterization inaccurate, but it turns out it was correct.
Yeah.
The primary goal of our machine learning data associates is to annotate video images, which is necessary for continuously improving the underlying machine learning model. Turns out, you lied.
Yep.
Yep. Amazon Fresh opened in 2007. Amazon also bought Whole Foods. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of funny.
TLDR, Naomi was right.
I think this will come back in the future, but
it probably will come up back in the future. However, I knew that this wasn't gonna fucking work. I was right.
AI means actually Indians.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
An evil super gang. What the fuck is? Get out of here! Can you get out? But
Press the X.
it wasn't there. Wasn't there earlier? Wasn't there earlier? Okay.
Yes, it takes more than 2 seconds to appear.
Evil super gang seizes 4 apartment complexes in major Texas city in a new terrifying show of strength. Wow. The bloodthirsty gang Trend Aruga moves the HQ to outskirts of El Paso in Texas. Holy fuck.
You said that as like one word.
I don't fucking know what's going on. Okay. A dangerous Venezuelan gang has taken over at least 4 apartment complexes in San Antonio, Texas, as it expands its reach into yet another American city. Dubbed the epitome of evil, the TDA gang is known to run drug smuggling, child prostitution, and human trafficking in South America, with its members crossing over into the U.S. in recent years amid a wave of Venezuelan migrants. The tattooed mobsters have since unleashed a wave of crime across the country from Miami and Texas to Denver and New York. The gang's activities in the American cities are back in the spotlight after ABC News' Martha Raddatz claimed the instances of gang members' presence in apartments were limited to a handful of complexes in Aurora, Colorado. Just last week, a small army of police officers raided an apartment complex in San Antonio and arrested 19 individuals, including 4 gang members. Law enforcement sources confirmed TDA had been operating at the Palacia apartments for 5 to 6 months, squatting in empty units they either rented out to other migrants, used as a base to deal cocaine, or most horrifically as prostitution dens to pimp out women and children.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jesus.
Apartment homes in this location, they were just taking them over.
It's not really a show of power to take over just to squat in empty homes, though.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the article on that, but okay.
Mountains of trash were left behind after the raid, including dozens of sofas. Oh, dude, we've got some.
No, they're gonna be full of fucking coke. Coke and jizz.
Daily Mail has agreed to not name the other 3 apartment complexes to avoid jeopardizing ongoing police investigations.
Smart.
Okay. However, the locations were confirmed by law enforcement, and they spent days visiting the sites where we spoke to terrified residents. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh, do they mean a show of strength against the other tenants?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Caspian for $2 must be having a Dragon Ball Z marathon. Okay. In a pre-dawn operation, hundreds of law enforcement officers closed in on the sprawling Palatia apartments in the early hours of October 5th, after spending weeks investigating reports that they had control of the area. Neighbors recounted how they awoke to the sound of helicopters, drones, and doors being kicked in around 5 a.m. Every department was here. They were wearing helmets and body armor. Damn, just open up.
Well,
FBI, open up.
Considering they thought a pretty insane gang was there, yeah, wear all the bulletproof stuff.
Yep. There we go. Damn, dude. Wild. Wait. My husband came outside in his boxers and had a rifle held to him. They said, "Who are you?" He said, "I live here." They asked, "Where are you from?" He said, "Pennsylvania." And then they left. It's like, we're only looking for the Venezuelans. Get them out of here. So, yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to just arrest everyone in the building, considering the gang members could just
And, like,
lie? I know
like,
that
investigate them?
I feel like that's probably a breach of rights, but like, wouldn't that make more sense if gang members can just lie to you?
Maybe, yeah. So, yeah. 19 individuals,
But anyway.
4 were gang members, 15 were smuggled into the country illegally. Yeah.
Fun.
They were prostituting women and children.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a dumb sentence. They had women and children and were prostituting the women and children. Yes.
There was a lot of them, and watching all the women and children being put into a paddy wagon, I was like, ah.
Okay.
Okay.
These fucking quotes.
So, yeah. There's the migrant center. There's the apartments. There's the other 3 apartments in that location. In San Antonio, Texas. Fucking hell, dude.
Jesus, that fucking sucks.
Yep.
Fuck.
And there they are.
Well, no, listen, to anyone who prostitutes children, I believe you should just shoot them in the head as soon as you know. You know?
What if they
Execution
reform,
style.
Naomi, as you were saying about the part where they reform? They didn't mean it. Oh.
No, listen, violence against other adults is different. Violence against children generally, especially sexual violence against children, bullet to the head execution style.
So over the course of the summer, Venezuelan gangs had taken over Colorado apartments, and it was a big thing.
Jesus.
And basically, like, the Democrats don't want to talk about it. The Republicans are capitalizing on it hardcore.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's a gang problem. We're not going to talk about it, though. We're not going to, stress that we're actually making sure, like, any special forces are, on that shit. We're just going to, sweep it under the rug. Of course the fucking Republicans are going to capitalize on that. That makes sense.
Yep. And here are the apartments that they took over in Colorado. Yeah. Yep. They TDA is known to hide among its own law-abiding asylum-seeking countrymen, not just to blend in, but also to exploit their own people. Yeah, so you have, like, Venezuelans who are coming in acting as asylum seekers, and they're getting fucked over by the gang. Yeah.
That's why gangs are bad.
Yeah. $10 from Corona Soul, thank you. My younger sister lives in San Antonio. She's fine with an open border. Her reasoning is that she's tired of people being harmed. I'm sure the trafficking victims are happy and healthy. Yeah, it's so fucking bad, dude. Like, open border people are so dumb. They're so fucking retarded.
They are, God. I was always annoyed. When I was in high school, and like young high school, I knew that was a fucking terrible idea. Like, I would just be like, but what about all the criminals? And people would be like, no, Naomi, that's bad. I'm like, bad. I'm like, yes, the criminals are bad. And they're just like, no, Naomi, you can't think people from other countries are criminals. I'm like, but they are. Not everyone, but lots of them are.
Yep.
God. Oh,
And you think you're more left-wing than me. Nope.
I am.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So reading the Danish pirate thing, they had to take him back to Denmark because he was injured, and then Ghana refused to take him back. So it was literally, here's what you do: you bring him back to the shore of Ghana, and then just throw him off the boat and say, "Swim home." Go the fuck back.
Like, wouldn't if Ghana like okay, I have to think about my sentences. If Ghana like was just like, you are not my son anymore, you are not my citizen anymore, like, wouldn't he also be an illegal immigrant to that country too?
Maybe, but then they'd be their problem. Just throw him out. Fuck you.
But okay, stop. But wouldn't that also like look politically bad if Denmark was just like, well, we're just gonna throw not your citizens on your shore, have fun with that? Like, I think that would be a political issue then.
Fuck them. No, that's my view. Is fuck them. Like, you can't just like take the scum of your country and be like, oh, they're not ours. No, fuck you.
No,
they're yours.
I understand that, but then Ghana can be like, oh, you're fucking being a shit politically? Well, we're gonna be a shit to you politically, and that would create a whole fucking thing. This is why you're not in actual politics. You would be bad at it.
That is literally an international crime. Send them home, Braden. That's how I feel about this. All right? I think, like...
No, you're wrong on this one. Sorry.
No.
I'm going to the washroom.
Nope, I'm right.
Goodbye.
I'm right.
Listen,
when it comes to the criminals of other countries who are now, like, jumping around borders and straddling borders to try to get the best fucking deal, send them home, all right? And if their home country doesn't want them, too fucking bad. Yeah. Somalia refuses to accept their own criminals. Fuck you, they're yours. Okay. Let's continue. The next article. Everyone in Japan will be called Sato by 2531 unless the marriage law is changed. Oh. All these Satos. Sato is like a very common, it's like Smith, you know? Like Jack Smith or John Smith. There's a very common name in English. That's what Sato is in Japan. Japanese citizens will all have the same family name in 500 years. Unless married couples are permitted to use separate surnames, a new study has suggested, as a part of a campaign to update a civil code dating back to the late 1800s. The study, led by Hiroshi Yoshida, a professor of economy at Toko University, projected that if Japan continues to insist that couples select a single surname, every single Japanese person will be known as Sato-san by 2531. His projections were based on several assumptions, but said the idea was to use numbers to explain the present system's potential effects on Japanese society to draw attention to the issue. If everyone becomes Sato, we may have to be addressed by our first names or by numbers. I think it would be a good world to live in. So why does this work like this? Yeah. Sato is already 1.5% of the total population. Really?
Well, yeah, that's what happens when a lot of people just have a lot of similar names, then you're marrying into someone with, you know, and you change your name, and then...
Wait, is a surname a family name or a given name?
It's a family name.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Family name.
Yep.
Yes.
You're right, yeah.
I know.
Okay. So it just seems like...
Like how you never believe me when I tell you facts.
I wanted to look things up. It's fucking Google.
Yeah, that's because you don't believe me. Surname is a family name.
Stop.
Said with 100% confidence.
Anyway, listen. 1.5% of Japan's population are all Satos. Mm-hmm. They keep marrying. Sato keeps growing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
You could also just pick new names, but I feel like since Japan is like very traditional, very cultural, they're just like, nah, we can't do new names. You are not allowed to pick a new name if you marry someone. One of you has to give up your name.
So this is the increase of the number of Satos in Japan in 2022 to 2023. Mm-hmm. If the rate remains the same and there's no change to the law, half the Japanese population will be Sato in 2446, and 100% of them will be Sato in 2531.
Is there a law on surnames? See, I was right.
Yeah, you can't just change it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. Extra rate is a law.
Couples in Japan have to choose which surname to share with when they marry, but 95% of cases, it is the woman who changes her name. Yep. Yeah, crazy.
Can you imagine if Japan changed the law to be like the person who has more net worth is the one who doesn't have to give up their last name? That'd be really funny.
Anyway, not much more to this. Just Sato.
Interesting fact.
Interesting factoid, yeah. Sato, he's my favorite dude. Battle to the death. Loser changes their name, but they're couples. Okay. Oh, yeah. A customer sent us a religious manifesto containing our business. Let's read this shit.
Containing?
Condemning our business. Okay. Good job, Def. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. This is all Bible stuff? Okay. Yeah, that's John 3:16. And that's Isaiah. Okay. Exodus. Yep. Okay. You have heard that it was said by them of old time, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whoever looks on a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart. Yeah, so this is like...
So they're of the view that they are not of the view that you can look but
that's
don't
Matthew.
touch.
So yeah, here we go. I'm not going to read the Bible verses. I'm just going to read what they actually wrote.
All just the Bible verses. No Bible verse.
This one paragraph isn't, okay? Do you have any idea what Jesus did for you on the cross?
No, we weren't
He took every sin that you will ever commit and hung it on that wooden cross. Then he said, it is finished. He did it all for you. It is finished means that you don't have to do anything but confess with your mouth and your heart that Jesus is Lord. Ask forgiveness for your sins, and you will realize what Jesus did for you. And you will be set free and live a life according to his will. In the end, live with him eternally. You see, your body belongs to God. You are not your own. He paid the price for you by dying on the cross. He suffered for you. The pictures you draw are not respecting the body. They undermine women. A woman should be cherished and loved in a respectful way. She's not a plaything or a sex toy to be abused because of want and desire. She is a beautiful
Is that
gift
picture gonna be of a dude?
created in God's image. Your pictures depict wantonness, lust, and despicable desire, whereas God created sex as a wondrous act between a husband and wife, where the two become one flesh, a committed union to have and to hold. Your drawings create animalistic desire, not care and love. God gave you the gift of art to glorify him. If you don't know, you too were created in God's image. The images you have sent to my son have given him a tainted image of a true woman, a woman with wisdom, understanding, hope, to give strength to a man, not weakness. These pictures play on a man's weakness, like Delilah to Samson, who deceived Samson into getting what she wanted. A man needs encouragement in the things of God, so he can face the world like Joseph, who fled from immorality. These pictures send a man or woman onto a dark path of loneliness, guilt, isolation, disappointment, anger, separation, and false love. Okay. You want me to keep reading this? Or?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, so...
Is it a dude? Yeah. Is it a boy? Is it a fucking
all I can say is that Jesus is love because my son cries out in pain and you offer him false love. May God have mercy on your soul.
Show me the fucking art. Is it a femboy? Oh no, it's a cat girl. It's furries!
So yeah, he ordered a cat girl booba mouse pad.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also other things here, obviously, like.
Yeah. And
the mom sent a letter.
Yep. She should have demanded a refund. That's what I would have done.
So yeah, like, if you guys want to know why in the end I am not right wing, this is one pretty good reason why.
Yeah, because of cat girls.
Despite me objecting to the left like crazy, I am not going to be on the same like level as these fucking people. As these people who are like, you can't have your anime cat girls because the Bible.
No, it's because you love anime cat girls so much. Just admit it, Dev. It's okay.
Yeah, too. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You're too much of a degenerate to be as much right wing as the people in the US are.
So yeah. So, here's the context. In 2023, a customer ordered $180 worth of merch, lewd anime merch. When the package was returned to us, we reached out via email 3 times and never got a response. So it turns out the buyer's parent received the package instead and sent us this deranged 3-page document condemning selling lewd anime titties that they paid for. And no, they didn't charge back. So it's just, they sent it back, but they didn't give them their money back.
Or probably didn't know that you can do chargebacks on your cards. Or the son lied and they didn't notice the transaction.
Yeah, dude.
Fun.
I assume these guys probably do sell like femboy stuff anyway, though. That's pretty common now.
Are you gonna go look now so you can buy yourself a femboy mousepad?
Want me to? Sure.
No.
Let's take a look.
No.
Merch. Wait, what if there's like something really lewd here?
Of course there's gonna be something lewd. Did you fucking see the mouse pad?
Yeah, but I mean like actual nudity.
Did you see the mouse pad?
Yeah, there's no actual nudity on that.
Listen, that was just softcore porn.
Softcore is not hardcore. Like, where's nipples, Naomi? None.
They're taped. They're right there.
Yeah, they're taped.
Yeah.
It's just cleavage. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Dev, you fool, stop. You know what? Yeah, here. I'll take it away. Actually, I'm going to take a peek.
Dev, have you received your Baldo in the mail yet?
No.
No.
We sent you a vibrating Baldo in the mail for a sponsor segment. Have you received it?
No.
Dude. Hey, Baldo, what's up? Okay. Search. Femboy. Oh, there's one.
And it's on sale. But it's also furry.
Of course it's fucking furry, dude.
Are these actual things or just...
No, this is actually
Oh no,
something.
I know that one. Go back up. I know that one. That's a nurse.
Oh, okay, Naomi.
No, it's I read the series.
Yeah, Goth Girl and Jock. It's actually kind of a funny series.
Okay. Go
Goth
back to the
Boy
article.
and Jock.
There we go. Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
There's your fucking femboy.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, let's go back.
Hello.
Hello, we're back.
Did Dev just buy it, Naomi? No. It's not that cute of a
No, it's
of
not.
a femboy. Almost a tomboy.
Fuck off. These Massachusetts hospitals will not automatically file neglect reports for babies born with drugs in their systems.
What? No, that's bad. There is no way this article can spin this.
A
to be good.
large hospital group with labor rooms in Massachusetts and New Hampshire will no longer immediately report to the state welfare agencies when a baby is born with drugs in its system. Mass General Brigham announced Tuesday it is revamping its policies regarding pregnant people with substance abuse disorders, a condition which the hospital says disproportionately affects Black people and does not alone signal child abuse or neglect.
Yes, it does. If you take drugs while you're pregnant, you're a bad parent and you
Yep.
shouldn't have children.
The change, coming to hospitals later this month, would require written consent for toxicology testing of pregnant people outside of emergencies. Pregnant people outside of emergencies. That testing would only be ordered if the results could change a doctor's medical approach to their care. $5 and lives in Des Walls. Jesus is pretty lewd. Women love him. He was hung like this. Spreads his arms. Okay. Babies born with substance exposure alone will no longer be immediately reported to state welfare agencies unless there are other concerns the baby is being abused or neglected. People can be treated with methadone or People can be treated with methadone or buprenorphine for opioid use disorder, which can be prescribed during pregnancy. Okay, so they're saying that like there are drugs that pregnant people can take that can be used to get off of actual drugs, illegal drugs, that you can take during pregnancy, and they can be prescribed. So we should not simply assume that having substance exposure is bad. I don't know about this one, dude.
I strongly disagree. You know, this is also why I'm pro-abortion, because if you if you are a druggie and get pregnant and then realize you want a baby, you should get an abortion, go fucking get clean, and then go try and have a kid.
Maybe so.
Because that kid's probably going to be born with so many things wrong with it because you're a fucking druggie.
The hospital said that studies show Black pregnant people are more likely to be drug tested and reported to welfare agencies than white pregnant people.
Okay.
The senior medical director for substance use disorder, Sarah Wakeman, said in a statement, the policy is based on sound science.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hold on. The Sarah Wakeman person. Is Sarah Wokeman?
Yeah.
Sarah Wakeman. This is her.
That's pretty disgusting, Noom's not gonna lie. If you guys say so, I don't know. I disagree. That's why I said it.
Sarah Wakeman. Hello.
I get Wakeman, because the beach has a wake.
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
This person just seems just like a bog standard progressive with the things they're saying. Okay. Yep, that's retarded.
God damn it, Avalon.
Harm reduction wins again? Yeah. Rumble. There's a baby born without a brain who's growing up perfectly fine, Naomi. Yeah, it's called All My Fucking Haters. Oh, yeah. I found this little recipe, Naomi. How to make placenta beef jerky.
Yum.
I love to eat placenta. And this is one way to keep eating your placenta all year long. Or share it with your friends. When we're camping next summer with the gang, bring some placenta jerky. If you name your kid Morel, that's cool too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, guys.
I just...
You guys want some placenta jerky?
Okay, no, wait. Was the... Okay.
Yeah?
Is it a myth that eating the placenta is good? Because I know for a long time, people were just like, nah, you can eat the placenta. It's full of, like, the nutrients and stuff. It's gross, but you can do it. But
I'm
then I
pretty sure you
remember
shouldn't be eating it.
semi-recently that people were just like, no, that was a myth. That's bad, bro.
People kept saying that you should, like, bake it into a cake or something. But, like, yeah, what's placenta? Placenta is, like, the stuff left inside of a woman after she gives birth.
Yeah, it's the second birth.
Yeah, after the babies come out, all the extra junk in there is
also
apparently
has
very...
to be pushed out, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's
You have to, like,
apparently...
give birth twice. Pregnancy is disgusting.
Is apparently, like, it's, like, apparently very nutrient rich because the baby was surviving off of it.
It's like the baby's sack.
For the very longest of times, people would eat that shit after it came out of women, and it's like, God. I recall people saying, like, we took the placenta and turned it into a cake, and like it became like a cultural thing in the West. I'm like, what the fuck?
Is it a cultural thing? I don't think that started in the West. I think that started somewhere else.
Oh, it started like in Europe, is what I mean.
Oh, yeah,
Like
okay.
eating placenta's been around for a long fucking time, and it's fucking gross. But okay, instead of cooking your placenta whole, you can dehydrate it and add it to meals. Cut off the cord and membranes. Steam the placenta. You add lemongrass, pepper, and ginger to the steaming water. The placenta is done when no blood comes out when you pierce it with a fork. Cut the placenta into thin slices, like making jerky, and bake it in a low-heat oven until it is dry and crumbly after several hours. Crush the placenta into a powder using a food processor, blender, mortar, and pestle, or by putting it in a bag and grinding it with rocks. Put the powder into empty gel caps, or just add a spoonful to your cereal, blender drink, or whatever.
I appreciate that there's no comments on this.
Yeah.
You
guys never heard about eating placentas before? Really? Hold on. Yeah. Wikipedia, dude.
Placenta cake is a dish from ancient Greece and Rome.
Yeah.
Consisting of many dough layers intersped with a mixture of cheese and honey and flavored with bay leaves, baked and then covered in honey. The dessert is mentioned in classical texts such as Greek poems of... I'm not going to say...
Oh, no, never mind. No. This doesn't have placenta in it.
Yeah, no, this is just a placenta.
Oh, God. Yeah. I accidentally hovered over it.
No, people should know what it looks like. Hover over it.
I don't want to again.
Do it.
I don't want to again.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Okay.
That was gross fucking looking, dude. Give me a second. Okay. Just give me a second.
Search placenta cake with actual placenta.
Oh my God.
Oh, is this from the Mayo Clinic?
This is from the fucking Mayo Clinic. Is it safe to eat my placenta? Eating the placenta after giving birth, called placentophagy, can be harmful for you and your baby.
Okay, there we go. Straight from the Mayo Clinic.
Is a complex organ that provides the growing fetus during pregnancy. It provides nutrients and oxygen and filters waste through the umbilical cord. A common way to prepare the placenta for eating is to put it inside a capsule. A capsule like a pill. It's done by steaming it and dehydrating the placenta or by pressing the raw placenta. People put it in smoothies, liquid extracts. People have baked it. Yep. So listen. For some reason, this is fucking very common. And why the fuck do people do this shit?
This was an old wives' tale. Because if you eat the placenta, people thought... Okay. Yeah, some people believe that eating the placenta can prevent postpartum depression, ease bleeding after delivery, promote a healthy hormone balance in the body, improve your mood, energy, and milk supply, and provide important nutrients such as iron. But there's no actual evidence that eating the placenta has health benefits. Eating the placenta can be harmful.
Well, here's the harm, okay? So There was a warning based on a case which a newborn developed an infection called Group B streptococcus after her mother took the placenta capsules. The mother was thought to be infected with Group B strep bacteria that came from the placenta because the capsules tested positive for the bacteria. The infection spread to the infant through milk, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. Dude, why do people?
Because it was an old wives' tale. That's why. And then people
My body, my choice guzzles placenta.
Ew. It takes a really long time for like old myths like that to disappear. Like when people are just like, nah, it's actually bad. Don't do it. But it takes a long time for like the cultural standpoint to be like, oh yeah, shit, that's bad. We shouldn't do that anymore.
Nutrient maxing. Don't eat your placenta. Eat your baby.
Correct. That is the correct course of action. If I bet you if you slow cooked a baby, it would probably be like a lamb if you slow cooked it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. Did you eat your placenta? I've read tons of pros and cons about placenta eating. I can't believe that this is actually. I'm just.
Hubby says I'm crazy for wanting to eat my placenta, but since most mammals do it, I feel like, why don't we? We must be missing on something, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this.
See, this is why, like.
Also, all the fucking emotes on Reddit, banned.
This is why, like, the people who believe in tradition no matter what are fucking retarded. Because, oh, we've been doing this for thousands of years. Clearly it's completely fine. No, it can still be fucking stupid, dude. It can still be fucking stupid.
Yeah, most mammals do it, so there's no evidence of a newborn nearby. Hi, Butters. Thanks, Butters.
Yeah, Jasso Havens for $5. This reminds me of a nature documentary where a gazelle just shoots out their baby out of its vagina in the dirt and then mindlessly eats its own afterbirth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dogs eat their own poop. Yeah.
Yeah, dogs eat their own poop.
Mammals eat their own babies sometimes. Yep. There's just so much.
Yep. Birds shove the other young birds out of the nest even if they're healthy. Like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I bet you OP wouldn't have responded to any of these.
Probably not. Probably just fucking vanished.
Yeah, they deleted their account.
Oh, did they? They deleted their account.
Deleted.
Oh my god, dude! There's so many people who are like, "I'm just gonna do like the natural birth thing. There's no reason to be. We're just animals. It's like, all right,
you want the epidural.
You want the epidural.
You want the epidural because they can't do it if you're in the middle of labor. You want the epidural. All right, next article, please. Let's get off the placenta train.
Yeah. I hate humanity.
I hated it before you. Even though I'm younger than you.
Okay, what's next? Bestiality references have allegedly been made during a presentation at Renmark High School.
I need more information than this clickbaity title. In short!
Year 9 girls at Renmark High School say they were given a presentation on respectful relationships that included references to bestiality. All right, so your sex ed now includes fetishes, not just how sex works. Okay.
Well, no. Okay, listen. Were they?
We're gonna read it.
No. I know. But before we read the article, I need to know, we will when we read the article. If the girls were just stupid and the teacher was referencing bestiality as a bad relationship
We'll see.
to not have, or if that this
Dog pill,
terrible thing actually
white girl
happens.
sex ed.
Okay, shut up, you fucks. Shut up.
Okay. The South Australian Department for Education is investigating a presentation delivered to Year 9 girls in a regional high school that allegedly referenced bestiality as being accepted by the LGBTQIA+ community. Female students said teachers at Renmark High School told them to leave their lessons and attend a presentation in a separate classroom. Students who attended the presentation say that 2 staff from the Headspace Center in the neighboring town introduced a third-party presenter who facilitated an hour-long presentation focused on relationships. Parents said they were not notified about it, nor did they consent to it. Students that said they were left unsupervised for the duration of the presentation. A student who was 14 said she felt confused and blindsided by it. We had a teacher that told us to grab a chair and sit in front of the board, and then the Headspace people came in, and then the teacher left. So then we're sitting in front of a board alone with no teachers, just the Headspace people.
It feels weird that the teacher left the room. Like that feels like a
The first slide of the PowerPoint on the board was, "You can see queerly now, and no point in hiding."
You can see clearly now, the rainbow's here.
The girls felt really uncomfortable. The presenter was graphic and referencing their own sexual preferences and spoke in sexually explicit terms about growing up and being confused about whether they idolized people of the same gender or wanted to be intimate with them. They were each given an explanation of the initialism LGBTQIA+, with each word and its meaning displayed on the screen. There was a slide for what the plus means, and they just started saying randomly saying words that no one knew, like bestiality. The students said that bestiality wasn't explained in detail, and the presenter seemed to imply that it was something practiced by people who identified as LGBTQ+.
No, it was the latter. No.
They said the queer community just accepts all of it, even though isn't it illegal? As the talk went on, multiple girls, including Courtney, began to feel uncomfortable and asked to leave the classroom to go to the bathroom. We're all just sitting there like, what the hell? What are we doing here? Why are we learning about animals having sex with humans?
No, they have that reversed. It's humans having sex with animals.
It was really disgusting. It was really uncomfortable. Many of those who asked to leave the classroom didn't return. When the ABC sought comment from the presenter, a response was sent on the person's behalf, asking the reporters refrain from reaching out or naming them in its coverage.
Shady. Shady, shady, shady.
Yet normal procedure was not followed with this presentation. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
The third-party presenter has been suspended from department schools while the department undertakes an investigation.
Oh my god, man, these fucking idiots are literally just giving sex ed and then like fucking not straight representation in sex ed a bad fucking name. Like don't fucking do this. Don't do this.
Most gay
Fuck.
people do not like this shit, guys.
No. Bestiality is illegal, and anyone who says it shouldn't be illegal just wants to fuck a dog.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the thing, right? Like, there's definitely been radicalization on the right of people not accepting gays anymore, and it's because of this
Just
shit.
because of this
It's 'cause of this
shit.
shit, yeah.
Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, no. Also, we should, we need to change the acronym. Because it's, like, for one, it's too long, and two, it doesn't include everything. We should put the G and L together.
Oh no, it'll just be
change it to an
FAG.
H.
It'll be FAG.
Yeah? What does that
Yeah.
stand for? What are all the letters
Femoids, asexuals, and gays.
for? So, females now have to be, grouped in with minorities?
Well, yeah, they have been this whole time. Feminism.
There's a sword over here that I can hit you with. You know that, right? I can just stab you in the eye with the Zelda sword. You shit.
Okay, great idea, Dev.
Fuck you guys.
$5 from Jasso Havens, 2007. Bop the boy bigot, 2017. Bop the trans boy bigot, 2027. Bop the dog bigot. Oh my god. Holy fuck, guys. Just give me a second. Sorry. Okay, everything's fine. Bear pilled.
I don't know.
Bear pilled.
There should be an H somewhere in there though, because instead of just having gay and lesbian, it should be like just homosexual.
Yeah.
And then it should be about homosexuals, bi people, intersex people, trans people, and asexual people.
I mean, maybe, but asexuals don't really need any advocacy, though. They don't have any, they're not oppressed by anything.
Not yet.
They just don't fuck.
Yeah. They're oppressed by all the sex in the world, Dev.
HBI, homo, bi, intersex.
Yeah, but what about T? Because trans people and intersex people are two different people.
Oh wait, no, it'll be THIB, THIB.
Thib?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess if we don't
Trans,
include the A.
homo, bi, intersex, THIB. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Thib.
good. Thib.
Oh no, put an A at the end. Thibba.
Thibba.
Hey, my thibbas.
Hey, my thibbas.
That's the way it is. Hey,
I think I
hey, my thibbas. Let's go. Also, we'll have to put P in there as well. Not for pedophile, but for placenta eater.
No, they're not allowed in our safe space. This shouldn't have to be about oppression or sexuality. No, but the whole point of like the LGBT group is that like they were oppressed, and like the group is like a space to remind people that they were, even though they're not anymore. Like at least not in plus.
Is
not,
it
not
wrong?
in Western places?
Is it wrong that I don't mind flying the rainbow flag, but I don't want the modern LGBTQIA plus? Yeah. So here's the thing. I posted an image, and it's like reject modernity, and it has like the progress pride flag, and it's like return to tradition, just the original pride flag.
Yeah. Well,
Return to tradition.
the whole point was that the rainbow was supposed to present everyone, so adding like everyone and everything, because the rainbow is all the colors. So what is the point of adding more shit to the already represents everyone flag? Like, I don't
They're
understand.
fucking stupid.
Like,
That's
I
why.
don't care that they all made their own flag. That's kind of like, oh, yeah, this is a fun and quirky thing to do, like fucking zodiac signs. But, like, just keep the one flag to represent everybody. Don't just add more shit because we don't need it. It already has everything.
So the principal said that there should have been a teacher in the room,
Yes, they should have, 100%.
and there wasn't. And also they hadn't reviewed the content before they presented it.
The teacher didn't review the fucking content?
Nope, they just gave the floor to this activist.
You know what? It must have been a fucking friend. It must have been a friend or like a group that the teacher was like, holy fucking shit, I love this group or something. 100 fucking percent.
Something like that, eh? Yeah. Yep. Fucking ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Let's keep going though, because you have 8 minutes where you gotta go. It's 12:52.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go then.
It takes so fucking long to do
David
everything.
Lynch started smoking at age 8. Now he needs oxygen to walk. Damn.
This is why you don't smoke, guys.
He's 78. I mean, David Lynch's pretty old, to be honest. He's 78. He was diagnosed with emphysema. He's finally stopped smoking. Well, it's too late now, dude. Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, like, oh, it only took me 70 fucking years to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't smoke anymore.
So here's the issue, right? Is that, like,
Lies.
David Lynch has one final project under his belt, and it's not Twin Peaks season 4. He made
Did they leave that on a cliffhanger specifically for
season
4?
3. Yeah, they never did it.
For
Yeah.
fuck's sakes.
So, well, because we watched season
Yes,
3,
yes, we did.
and it was like, ugh. So David Lynch has made a final project, and Netflix owns the rights to it, and Netflix is refusing to publish it. So it's just lost.
Love
Just
that.
lost content. And he's like on his way downhill now. So yeah, yep. Try Googling David Lynch, and you'll come across a photo after photo of the Academy Award-winning director with a cigarette in hand. Because he loved the smell of tobacco, the taste of tobacco. I love lighting cigarettes. It's part of being a painter and a filmmaker for me. Yeah, he's always smoking. Yeah, but
Wait.
now he has emphysema. What?
I see now why it wasn't fib.
Why?
Because it spells bitch.
BITCH?
Does it? Am I just crazy? Fib?
No, because
No,
there's
there's
no
no
C.
C.
There's no C.
But it almost spells bitch.
C can be for cunts.
Stop putting woman back in there!
Fine, corpophiliacs.
I don't know what that is.
Poop eaters.
Ew, no.
Put him in LGBT.
No.
So now he relies on supplemental oxygen for anything more strenuous than a walk across the room because he can't fucking breathe.
Yep.
Damn. He seems like he's nearing the end of his life.
Yep.
And we're not going to get that Twin Peaks season 4 before he goes,
No.
which sucks.
Okay, let's keep going. Yep, it sucks. David Lynch is old, but he had a good career. Don't
I wouldn't
be
call
like,
it good.
whatever.
I would call it notable. Because he made some fucking awful shit too. Oh, C for Cunny. Bring in the fucking pedophiles.
How about no?
Yeah, he says, the consequences of smoking have been a big price to pay. I don't regret it. It was important to me. I wish what every addict wishes for. That what we love is good for us. So
Huh.
yeah. There we go.
Okay.
The C is for cuckolding. Yep. Well, there we go. R.I.P. David
Okay,
Lynch.
Continue on to the next article.
I'm giving it its fair space.
Why?
'Cause-
David Lynch isn't that important. You just said he made terrible things. Not noteworthy name. Time to move on.
Former University of Iowa hospital employee has used a fake identity for 35 years.
Amazing. Was it a federally granted fake identity?
Probably not. $5 from Sean King. How spiteful do you think Trudeau will be after Pierre Poilievre wins the election? Probably
Very.
a fair amount. He's going to be pissed. Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yep. He's going to be coping. Okay. A former University of Iowa hospital employee pleaded guilty on Monday to federal charges that he had been living under another man's identity since 1988, causing the
Wild.
other man to be falsely imprisoned for identity theft and sent to a mental hospital.
Oh my god! What? Holy shit! That's evil. That's actually evil.
That guy's out here like rolling 20s on charisma to get away with this shit. Okay. So Matthew David Kieran's, 58 years old, was convicted of one count of false statement to a National Credit Union Administration insured institution, punishable by up to 30 years in federal prison, and one count of aggravated identity theft, punishable by up to 2 years in prison.
They should
Okay.
make a movie out of this. That'd be
Maybe.
a good movie, like from the asylum person's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Yep.
It doesn't end happily. either.
So Kieran's been living under the name William Donald Woods. He's been using the alias since 1988. He worked with the real William Woods at a hot dog cart.
Mhm.
35 years ago. He used his identity in every aspect of his life, including obtaining employment, insurance, and official documents, and even paying taxes under the name. In 1990, he obtained a fraudulent Colorado identification card with Woods' name and birthday. He used the ID to get a job at a fast food restaurant, and he had a Colorado bank account. He bought a car for $600 in 1991 using Woods' name, with two $300 checks that bounced. He drove the car to Idaho, where it broke down and he abandoned it. He withdrew all of his money from the Colorado bank account using an ATM in Idaho and left the state. An arrest warrant was issued for Woods in Colorado because of the stolen car.
Wait, does that mean that he had less than $600 for the checks to bounce, or did he have less than $300?
I think he just used
Bad checks?
a different account, like a different account.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking hell, this is wild then. Think about the gaslighting the original dude
Yeah,
went through.
no, like,
Oh
that's
yeah.
why this is, like, actually evil.
Wild.
Like, that dude probably went to an insane asylum because he was just like, no, this is me, and the other guys and the fucking prosecutors were just like, nah, it's not.
Yep. In 1994, 6 years after he started using the name, he got married. He had a child whose last name is Woods. In 2012, 24 years after he'd been using the name, he fraudulently acquired a copy of Woods' birth certificate from the state of Kentucky using information he found about Woods' family on Ancestry.com. By 2013, he had moved to eastern Wisconsin. He started his IT job with UI Hospitals and worked remotely. He earned more than $700,000 in his 10 years working for the hospital. Wow. He obtained multiple vehicle and personal loans from Iowa credit unions under Woods' name between 2016 and 2022, totaling more than $200,000. He also had money stored in a national bank account under Woods' name. By 2019, the real William Woods was homeless, living in Los Angeles. He went to a branch of the National Bank and explained that he recently discovered someone was using his credit and accumulated a lot of debt. He didn't want to pay the debt and asked to know the account numbers of any accounts he had open at the bank so he could close them. Woods gave the bank his real Social Security and an authentic California ID card, which matched the information the bank had on file. Because there was a large amount of money in the accounts, the bank employee asked Woods a series of security questions he could not answer. The bank employee called Kieran's, whose phone number was connected to the accounts. He answered the security questions correctly and said no one in California should have access to these accounts. The employee called the Los Angeles Police Department, and officers spoke with Woods and Kieran's. Kieran's faxed the Los Angeles officers a copy of Woods' Social Security card and birth certificate, as well as a Wisconsin driver's license Kieran's had acquired under Woods' name. The driver's license had the name William David Woods.
I was right. I read ahead of you and I was right.
David is Kieran's real middle name rather than William Donald Woods. When questioned, Kieran told an LAPD officer he had sometimes used David as a middle name, but his real name was William Donald Woods. The real Woods was arrested and charged with identity theft and false impersonation under a misspelling of Kieran's name, Matthew Kieran's.
Jesus.
This is like fucking face swap, like face off. This is like
Dude, this is insane.
This is Buffy and Faith changing bodies.
Yeah, this is actually insane. Like, I can't believe this is a real thing that happened. Like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. He was arrested and charged with identity theft and false impersonation. Because Woods continued to insist throughout the judicial process that he was William Woods and not Matthew Kieran's, a judge ruled in February 2020 that he was not mentally competent to stand trial, and he was sent to a mental hospital in California, where he received psychotropic medication and another mental health treatment.
Oh my god.
In March 2021, Woods pleaded no contest to the identity theft charges, meaning that he accepted the conviction but did not admit the guilt. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment with credit for the 2 years he already served in the county jail and the hospital, and he was released. He was ordered to pay $400 in fines and to stop using the name William Woods. He did not stop. He attempted to continue to regain his identity by filing customer disputes with financial organizations in an attempt to clear his credit report. He also reached out to multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Heartland Police Department in Wisconsin, where Kieran's lived. Woods eventually discovered where Kieran's was working, and in January 2023, he reached out to the University of Iowa Hospital Security Department, who referred his complaint to the University of Iowa Police Department. The University of Iowa police detective, Ian Mallory, opened an investigation into the case. Mallory found the biological father listed on Woods' birth certificate, which both Woods and Kieran's had sent him a copy of, and tested the father's DNA against Woods' DNA. The test proved that Woods was the man's son.
Okay, fucking Ian Mallory needs a fucking award. I don't know what kind of award or fucking a monetary prize But like, that dude needs a fucking award. Like, I will just fucking DNA test him. This guy's insistent. Like,
Wow.
the first guy in what? How long was that? 30 fucking years.
30 years, yeah.
To do this? Holy shit! This is insane. They need to make a movie out of this, like a John Wick style movie.
On July 17th, 2023, Mallory interviewed Kieran's. He asked Kieran's what his father's name was, and Kieran's accidentally gave the name of his own adoptive father. Mallory then confronted Kieran's with the DNA evidence, and Kieran's responded by saying, "My life is over and everything is gone." He then confessed to the prolonged identity theft.
Like
He was taken into custody the next day. He was charged in
Kieran's doesn't even sound like he was good at this, other than like making sure he had all the shit he needed.
Yep.
Like, holy fuck.
Like, imagine, okay. I think the only reason it worked was because the real Woods was homeless. That's the only reason it worked out.
But was he only homeless in 2019? The article doesn't say a lot of,
It
like,
doesn't say. Yeah.
Reading between the lines, it seems like the real William Woods did not have a good lot in life.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, was just, like, probably really poor and then became homeless.
It probably took him until 2019 to figure it out because he was homeless while it was all happening. So he could have been homeless for a long time.
Well, we don't know. It doesn't say. In 2019, the real William Woods was homeless. That's
Yeah,
it.
but he only appears in the story by 2019, so he was probably homeless while this shit was going on.
Yeah, but then why did he was discovered that someone was using his credit and it accumulated a lot of debt? Did he become homeless because of that, or was
I
he
don't
just
know.
already homeless?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
if you're homeless, how do you know that someone's using your credit?
Yeah.
Because usually you can't have a bank account and stuff. Or maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe he was becoming not homeless.
He was trying to get
That's
out of
what
it, and then he
happened.
found out. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's what happened.
Here's what would be
No,
crazy,
I have to
okay?
start work. I have to go to work for 2.
Yeah, this will be the last article that we
Yeah.
read. I'll do the other
This
ones next
was
time.
insane.
Yeah. This is a pretty good
This is
one.
a good
So, like-
place to end.
Yeah, so here. Imagine the movie of this, right? But imagine like it's from the point of view of Kieran's son, who is named Woods, and he's like I can see that like a drama where he like forms a relationship with both men over the course of his life, because he's like, well, you're not actually my dad, but my dad's a piece of shit, and I have your name, kind of thing. There's a story here. They could write it. Someone
I
like
think a more documentary, like a more like a true to the story documentary style movie, but like done in like, I don't know, like a John Wick like noir.
yeah.
John Wick noir movie is what I want
Yeah,
for the story.
No, it would be like
No, from
No,
the
no,
perspective
just wait.
of William Woods.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking fuck, what's it called?
What?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Which one?
Like this.
No, it was something about Wolf of Wall Street.
No, not Wolf of Wall Street. No.
Okay, well, I don't know then. Is it a famous book? Is it a famous book one?
No, it's a real story.
Okay. I have
Catch
no
You If You
idea.
Can. Yes, the chat got it. Catch You If You Can. Yeah. So Leonardo DiCaprio, it was a real story that they made into a movie, and he like his character pretended to be somebody for like 20 years,
Holy shit.
and he was like always just on the edge of being caught by the government.
Wild.
Okay. Oh wait, lives in Des Walls for $2. I need to check credit reports and documents.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, this is an insane story, and I feel so sorry for William Woods.
Yep. So here's what we'll do. Naomi has to go to work.
Yes.
I think Dave finally woke up. He was asleep for like most of the stream, to be honest.
No, he
so
wasn't.
yes, he was.
He took a shower.
Yeah, like 12.
Okay. If you say so. I don't think you're right, but okay.
Yeah. I'll go shake him and see if we can play some Stellar Blade. That'll be next, I think. The rest of these articles I'll read next week. But thanks for being here, everyone. I think this is the end of the weekly sip for now.
The end of the sip.
As we know it.
Do 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 do.
And I feel fine. Bang, ba-ding, 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 bang, bang, bang. Yeah. So, give us maybe 15 minutes, and we'll be back with video games, okay?
15 minutes. Don't even know how Dave's feeling yet. Don't promise the chat things.
Well, we'll see then.
Okay.
Okay? Actually, no, you go get Dave. While I
I'm
say
not
goodbye to
getting
them.
Dave. I'm going to fucking have food before I have to go to work.
God damn it, Naomi, you blabbermouth.
Yes, I am. Just tell them you'll come back if Dave doesn't want to do it. You'll update.
I'll update.
Go check with Dave.
I will. No, actually, I'll fuck it.
Goodbye, chat. I love you.
Oh. Yep. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the weekly sip. There's something else I want to mention. Can't recall. I mean, videos and streams are forthcoming. Like, Yeah, we're playing this Slaughter Blade DLC in a bit. Videos and streams are forthcoming though. I'm still making them. I'm still doing stuff. Yeah. Wait, this is the best stream you've had in a while. Well, hey man, what's up? Something else I can't recall. There's something else here. I don't remember. Tidge, don't leave. Don't go. Tidge, stay here and play Solar Blade with us. I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry, guys. But thanks for being here. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys who have stuck around through thick and thin and through all the nonsense, all the yips and yaps and all the dramas that I've had. You guys are, as always, the best community possible. Yeah, I'll be back in 15 minutes with video games. Maybe, probably, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, thanks all. See you guys next time, and stay tuned. Wait, how do I do this? That's right. I'm in a new location. Hold on. I think it's like this.